All right. Shall we begin now? Shall we begin now? All right. Select a god-awful chapter to experience. Okay. Chapter 1 and 2, Dateables met 0 out of 4. So we have to meet Dateables. Okay. Swear to God, it's gonna show a penis instantly and I just get instantly banned. That doesn't happen. But I did my research on it. That was a scary thing that I was actually worried about. Okay. Okay, shift, bring up conversation log. Q, skip dialogue. Arrow keys, move cursor. Enter. Okay. All right, we're good. How do I... Okay. There we go. I love this game. I love this game. Yes! This is exactly... Hello. Welcome to Dialtown, phone dating simulator. You must now answer this hound's questions 3. Wait, am I me right now or me right now? Is there any particular reason that you're speaking in all caps? Oh. My bad. Okay. Okay. All right, now, if you shut up, okay, I can ask you what your name is. Okay. Don't have a name. Right. Oh, right. Anywho, what's your name? Phone Gingy. No. Okay. 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 My name. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Really? That's your name? Hey, screw you. Waffle dog? I don't know why that's there. I don't know why that's there. Oh, hun, I'm so sorry. And what's that supposed to mean? Okay, Jesus. Fair. No further comments at this time. All right. Anywho, second question. Select a head. Head selection only affects compatibility with dateable characters and doesn't directly indicate gender. Okay. Phone or typewriter? I mean, we gotta go phone. Like, come on. We gotta go phone. Haha, nice. Enjoy having telemarketers living in your head. Well, I'd rather be a phone than a dog. My greatest burden is remembering where I've buried my old breadsticks at any given time. Please reevaluate your life choices thusly. All right, yeah, we'll do. Yeah, I'll think of everything that led me here. Now, final question. What gender do you want to be? Boy. Gotcha. All right. Enjoy having the innate ability to open up pickle jars, I guess. 1 year ago was the subathon. I know, yeah, 1 year ago was the charity subathon, and now I'm doing this. So I've done well for myself, as you can tell. Thanks, Daddy Doggo. No, I'm not saying that. Or do I have to fully lean to, I feel like I have to fully lean it. No, I'm not saying that. That's a dog. I'm not doing that. I have to turn on my air conditioning because it's already getting nice and steamy in here. I didn't have to say that either. All right. Can I just play the game now? I don't know. Can you? Oh, screw you. Okay. Say it. No, I'm not. All right then, get out of my sight. Oh, it's time to date. I'm so incredibly excited. I am so incredibly excited. Gonna go to a movie theater. Oh. You sinful creature. Seems I'm alive again. Oh, I live in a tent. And I appear to have no clothes. I'm really concerned. I've got my panic button. Ow! Darn. I hate it when I do that. Fairground. Fairground is dark, dank, and greasy. Plentiful supply of carnival food nearby. Yes. I must go to the carnival. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to the carnival. I need to keep it together. I need to keep it together. I need to keep it together. Well, there we have it. The carnival. So close yet so far. Must gain entry. Must penetrate defenses of mile-high railings. Let's do it. Those railings are hardly a mile high. Bastard narrator, need lay eggs. Well, you could always, you know, go through the main gate. Oh, I didn't read what that said. All right. Please don't bang on the glass. It scares Jerry. Greetings, ticket buffoon. My name's Jerry, but okay, sir. I need to turn down my volume. Okay. How can I help you today? I wish to gain entrance, Jerry of Ticket Booth. Why do I speak like a Victorian child? Why is that? Okay. Well, do you wish to buy a ticket, sir? Nah, that's fine. I don't want to pee any behind your rides this year. I simply wish to find a heated hole to lay my eggs in. Yep. Okay, you definitely need to buy a ticket from us if you want to do that. Rats. How much would that cost? $2. Fudge, I have $0. Tell me, young squire, would you accept tales, stories, and other such whimsical parables as payment? No. No, I would not. Ah, shoot, I was so close too. Hey, wait a minute. Aren't you that creep who lives in that tent next to the playground at the park? Oh no, my cover's been blown! Look, sir, I'm only telling this because your stench is just gonna drive away any customers. If I let you loiter around here uninhibited for any longer. It's Valentine's Day today. Oh, it's Valentine's Day today, everybody. It's the perfect day. Valentine's Day, isn't that for romantic people? Yeah, but why is he doing this? Why is he doing the... Okay, I realized I said this and you guys... Why is he doing that? Yeah, but didn't you say that you have eggs to lay or some other bizarre drivel to that effect? Surely you have a mate of some kind if you're getting ready to lay eggs. Nah, I'm a loner. Well, I guess that explains why you live so close to the woods. Why is he doing this again? That's a real shame about the loner thing, though. Because the promotion we have on for Valentine's Day would have really come in handy. Otherwise, you intrigue me, Ticket Man. Tell me more. Well, Valentine's Day is a day for people who are, you know, in love. Is this love thing a type of feeling? I don't really do those. Thanks. Oh, well, sorta. Am I about to get a lesson on... God, take notes! I need to take notes! Where's my notepad? Oh, Jesus. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Love is what happens when two grown-ups start craving more than just business handshakes and platonic ice cream breaks. Okay. All right. Love makes two people want to go on romantic ice cream dates and drink all kinds of exotic elixirs and nectars together. Okay. Gotta write this one down. Take notes, everyone. You never know when this could help. When two grown-ups are in love, they'll make joint bank accounts together and go to the movies together to feed popcorn kernels to the rats and cockroaches there. All right, rats and cockroaches. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Joint bank accounts and joint cockroaches. My handwriting's a little bad. And then one day, if you're lucky, your partner will take the kids away forever and go marry Steve, the guy in your accounting firm who works in the same cubicle as you, but makes 6% more than you, and you can finally have a good night's sleep. You all right, Jerry? That's love, my scary friend. Noted. All right, be afraid of Steve. I've written that one down. All right. Speaking of which, we have a promotion on today. Just for Valentine's Day. 2 tickets for the price of 1 for couples who are in love. If you can somehow convince someone to bring you here, you can, I don't know, force them to pay you in, like a parasite. All right. Granted, it'd take a real... Mission acquired! Oh, God, a must-source mate! Oh, okay. Go do that. Oh, away from here. All right. Just do see, Mr. Jerry Ticket. I'll be back with the smoking hot babe. Please don't come back at all. Scuttle away. All right. I love this so much. Oh, have we begun? Chapter 1, the fun fair date. Okay. Hold up, let's just this music. It's good. It's good. Don't do it. All right, here we go. Chapter 1, baby. We're gonna do it. We're gonna find love. All right. Tent, sweet tent. To find a well-functioning member of society to latch onto, like a parasite, you'll have to leave your tent, you know. Great stuff. Let's go lay these eggs. Attaboy. Why are you here? Friendly reminder. You can bring up the menu at any point using the escape key, including during NPC dialogue. This allows you to tweak options and save the game at any point. Use this if you want to do something, but feel as thought you may get arrested or killed. So I can comedy quick save. That's good to know, actually. That's good. That's really good to know. Oh, what's that? Leave your tent. Open menu. Behold the optionals. Back to the slaughter. Save your game. Refresh the inspirational quote at the top of the screen. If an online advert requires you to meet the seller on an undisclosed coastal rock formation, then perhaps you should just buy your ostrich meat from another Israeli man? I'm gonna just save. All right, file 1. Save. There we are. Sweet. Okay. Back to the slaughter then. All right. Leave our tent. Where would you like to go? Okay, we have to find someone to love and latch onto like a parasite. All right? Those are the goals, okay? Let's go to Uptown Dialtown. Go to the playground. I'm not going to the playground. Ooh, okay. Uptown Dialtown, home of everything and everyone. Not cool enough to be in downtown Dialtown. So, what now? Leave the area. Summon a local. Well, we gotta try it, right? We've gotta try it. I summon thee. Appear. Ho of Dialtown, I summon thee. Ho ho ho! We got one. Yo. Hey, nice to meet you, friend. The name's Hound. You need something. Hey, nice to meet you. You new around here? New? Pal, I'm the oldest thing alive. Even older than like a dinosaur? Okay, counting dead things is like cheating and stuff. But yeah, I'm older than pretty much every dinosaur I've met. Yeah, thing is, I'm kind of like God and stuff. Well, okay. I've created everything around you right now and farted out the cosmos and the stars. Yeah, I'm kind of a big deal, actually. Hang on, you created everything? Well, yeah, most things. But not everything. Well, yeah, you guys did some of the work, to be fair. I bet we did more than you did to create a stinky mutt. You know what? Fair. You ever, like, leave a takeout box in the corner of your room and forget to bin the box, only to find a new species evolved from the remains of your chicken Thai curry from last month? The world is my takeout box, and the hungover dude gazing upon an infinite possibility in disgust and awe. Yeah, it's nice to meet you. All right, here we go. You fool! Oh, I am a god! How can you kill a god? What a grand and intoxicating innocence! How could you be so naive? Oh god, he's running at me! Oh. Okay, I appear to just have... Okay, I appear to just have myself. You win this round, green one. Oh, I can't punch him again. All right. Are you drunk right now? Is it 11 a.m. yet? I'm awake and moving, so yes, it must be at least noon. And I'm indeed moments away from severe liver failure, yes. What's your favorite hobby? Ever eaten broken glass or shiny rocks before? I don't recommend it, but still, don't knock it until you've tried it. I'm partial to the taste of gravel myself. Wait, no. You look like you eat broken glass, all right. Thanks, you too. All right, thanks? You're very much welcome, yes. Dear God, what's the meaning of life, then? You want me to come up with a reason for all of this existing? Do you remember why you created the universe? I don't remember what I ate this morning. I probably ate trash, knowing me. So, can you, like, come up with the meaning of life right now? Nah. Why don't you come up with the meaning of life? I'd probably be a million times more coherent than what I could think of. I think the meaning of life is to treat other people nicely. I think the meaning of life is to eat or be eaten. Life is merely a game, dear hobo. I think life has no meaning in that you're... life is merely a game, dear hobo. If this is all just a game, let me just say, this is a pretty shoddy excuse for a game. Don't quote me on that. Aren't you afraid that you're gonna be arrested for standing on the road? What is a traffic cop to a god? What is a god to a non-believer? Honestly, no judgment here, pal. I don't really believe in myself either, to be frank. Can you pay me into the fun fair, God? God, how much would that even cost? $1, maybe even $2? Do I look like I have $2 right now? Aren't you God? Don't you, like, control reality? Oh, no. Darn, I guess that explains why you're a smelly hobo dog. Yeah, that, and I'm just too stubborn to live anywhere that I didn't create myself. But if you're God, didn't you create everywhere? Well, plants, trees, anywhere outside? Yeah, I can take credit for that, sure. Buildings, concrete. Don't know what you onions are doing with rock, but it's blasphemy and I don't care for much of it at all. But you sleep on a street. There's hardly more trees and plants in this street than, let's say, the park. You ever tried to lie down at the park? I swear, the bench there is the only human-length surface area not covered in used syringes and badger. You know I'm right. Plus, concrete aside, there's dumpsters aplenty around here. Free food whenever you feel like it. Long gone are the days where cavemen have to hunt squirrels with stone crossbows whenever they get peckish. Raccoons have already figured this out, by the way. Literally just scurry around and eat trash all day. Yeah, they're officially my chosen people now. You guys could learn a thing or two from those little stripy guys. Noted. I gotta get going. Going so soon, eh? What's the rush? I gotta lay some eggs. I'm heavily pregnant. Oh, hey. You one of those reptile fellas I made a few million or so years ago. Not judging, just saying. You guys are weird. Good luck conquering the human race and whatnot, though. They'll never see it coming. Well. That was the best interaction that I've ever had just in my life. All right. Talk to a local bystander. Hello. Howdy do, green partner. My name's Mikey, which is short for... Actually, scratch that. Mikey works just fine. Me, Ronald Boo. Hello. Well, pleased to make your acquaintance, partner. So, what can I do you for on this fine spring afternoon? I'm not saying that. I am not saying that. I am not saying that. I'm not even gonna choose that option because I don't want to have to say the line. Nope. No. I'm just gonna off. Right on then. Sayonara, partner. All right. Can we summon another one, or is it just gonna be the same one? Is it just gonna be the same one? It's the same guy. It's the same guy. Oh, hey, buddy. What's the haps? I gotta get going. Okie dokie. All right. See you in your dreams. Okay. Do it, coward. No. I am not choosing that. That might have like altered the game in any way, but I am not saying it. I'm not saying it. You were fine saying that you were pregnant, but you won't say. Touche. You were that's fair. That is fair. Where'd you like to go? Okay. Let's see. Let's go to downtown Dialtown. I'm on the subway now. We still have no one that can take us to the fun fair. Downtown Dialtown, where the air tastes like crystal meth and the crystal meth tastes like smog. That's fair. So, what now? Read the notes on a nearby phone pole. What does this say? A nearby pole teleports directly to you. Ah! Oh, Jesus. You hope to notice something, anything that'll somehow get you into that fun fair. Let's see. Okay, let me read the first advert aloud. Hi, I'm Foggles the Clown. Oh, what is this? Clowns don't even exist anymore. But don't you believe in Bigfoot? Whole different kettle of fish. Bigfoot is real. Clowns are not. That's true. Bigfoot is a feral primordial ape man who lives in the woods and is only ever seen through hazy disposable camera footage. Exactly. He might as well be my uncle. Clowns are literally just people with funny red noses. How is that any less easy to comprehend? You think clowns are people? People don't lay eggs. You lay eggs. My point exactly. I mean, imagine having a head covered in disgusting flesh with a red bulbous tumor attached to your face. That honks. They have gigantic shoes and yet they drive around in comedically tiny cars. They blow up balloons and dance jigs at the drop of a hat. As their such absurd antics are menial. I can't get through this. I can't get through this game. I physically cannot get through this game. I would like to apologize in advance for just everything that's in this game. You know, I would just like to say if something happens, I am sorry. I don't know what's going to happen in this game. I don't know what I'm going to read aloud. I am sorry. Oh, okay, here we go. They truly are wretched creatures. Huh. I had no idea that you felt this way. Awful beings. Okay, so, should we skip over Frongel's advert then? Let's read the clown page. It might be funny. But you said... Okay, you're impossible. Read the clown page. All right. I'm reading it. Let's see here. All right, 1 second. Hiya, boys and girls. I'm Frongel's the clown. I really need money. I'm a real clown. I may not be licensed, but I'm also now dabbling in plumbing and dentistry. I'll do just about anything for $4. Please hire the clown. I'll do anything. I'm living in a storm drain right now, and you think that any task is too lowly for this clown? $4. By God, you can afford that. Come on, I have a chip to feed. There's a whole page of this. Let's skip to the end then. Yours songfully, Frongel's the clown. Honk honk. Huh. Wow. Hey, do I have $4? I want to hire the clown. If you had $4, you wouldn't be looking for someone to pay you into the fun fair. Maybe I just want the company. You have me. You are pond scum. Well, you lay eggs. Why'd you say that as saying lay eggs as an insult? Okay. Let's see what else is on here. Okay, here's another one. Rent a chimpanzee. Good start. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Hey, you want to take my chimpanzee out for tea? He's a little on. Now that he's Okay, give me a second. Now that he's reached full. Nope, skipping that one. Just don't let him near kids, pets, open spaces, fire, or people. It's only $4. By God, you can afford that. Okay, this is clearly that Frongel's the clown character again. Your stomach is swollen with eggs. I accidentally keep on skipping because I think that it's just gonna be. You need to focus. Right. Sorry. Are there any other advertisements latched onto that there poll? Yeah, there's exactly one. Oh, I see. Somehow I don't think you're gonna get anywhere with this one. Want to bounce? Do you have any better ideas? Consider again the bounce. We're calling the number. I'm not calling the number. I don't want to get banned. I like my Twitch channel. I'm not calling the number. I want to be able to do my streams. I'm not calling the number. I'm bouncing. Nope, I am not calling the number. I want my Twitch channel. I want to be able to keep my Twitch channel afloat, okay? I don't want to get banned instantly. Okay? Wow. This is really something. Oh, wow. Okay. To the street. Away. You pregnant coward. Do not call me a pregnant coward. Okay? Talk to a nearby passerby. All right. Oh, hello. Hello then. You need something then, mate. Oh, wait, he's... Who are you or who you? I can't do... This is supposed to be Australian, right? Is this supposed to be Australian? I feel like this is Australian. Or British. I can't do a British accent. I can try. No, I shouldn't try. All right, okay. This might be a little bad. Okay. All right, this might be a little bad. Okay, just give me a second though. Okay. I have to warm up. Me. Okay, I'm ready. All right, guys, ready? I haven't done a British accent like ever. I haven't tried to do one in such a long time. Oi, no beef, me there, friend. Oh, that's crap. That was the wrong one. Yep, nope, I can't do one. I can't do one. Darn it. Okay, I'll just, okay. The name's Nathan Hanover. Is that English? Look at that. What is that? What is on my screen right now? British. Ugh. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it in this other accent. Sorry for BA's, mate. Well, I can't do that. Nope, I can't do that. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm not doing it. All right, what's gotten you in a hurry? I've got, no, I can't read this. I physically cannot read this. I physically cannot read this without just I can't read this. That's all I'm saying. I can't read this. I can't read this. I'm holding to raise money for alcoholic dogs, yeah? Roy, the mongrels are. Alcoholic dogs! Gotta get there to conduct me symphonic orchestra. But, I'm happy to answer any questions you've got. And if you're quick, I'll be right chuffed. All right. What does symphonic mean? Oi, don't be naff. Surely you know. Nah, not a clue. All right. So imagine a ghost, yeah? But like, it's stuck in a bloody contraption in it. What are these words? And it's all written from inside the machine, yeah? But the screams are like music and that in it. I understand even less about symphonics now, thank you. Don't mention it, governor. Just leave the magic to me, then. Yeah, you ever met God? Boy, the bum, yeah. Yeah, he created the whole universe and that in it. This is getting better. Thank you. Saw him fall face down into a puddle yesterday. Well, Grim. Can you take me to the fun fair, please? Please, Dad? Corb? Excuse me? What are these words that are on my screen? Poor blimey, that sounds like Roy Vance. Excuse me? I lived in the UK for a good 4 to 5 months, and I have never heard any of this. Translate? Okay. My goodness, that sounds like a little bit of tomfoolery. There you are. There you are. You're welcome. There's your translation. But unfortunately, can't. Gotta go to be concert and oil be right. I can't do this. I can't do this. My granddad says that? That's fair. What are you saying? Oh God, am I being mugged? Nah, you're all right. No beef. Boy, so we done our little. Okay, I have to read these lines. I'll let you go then. Good luck with your whatever. Roy, get this donezo. Get home, watch some footy. Excuse me, sorry. Sorry, give me a second. Have a Parno and chips. I don't know what that is. Nice meeting you, Tata. Talk to a different nearby passerby. Hello? Hello? I'm sorry, Roger. Love you to death, man. But you've got to work on those nerves. Surely saying hello just once would suffice, no? I know, Peter. It's just the green one is looking right at us. I think he wants something. Well, turn around and ask the nice man what he wants. Right, of course. Hey, nice to meet you, sir. The name's Roger. Hey, Roger, how about you bring me to the fun fair, huh? Oh, geez, I'm flattered, really. but our lunch break just ended, so we've got to get back to work. And you, redhead? Firstly, my name's Peter. It's nice to meet you, Peter. Yes, hello, hello. Secondly, no offense, but I'm married. Oh, okay. But Peter, didn't you just tell me that Caroline wanted to spice things up in the... They on the bedroom, eh, Roger? Whoops, my bad. Sorry, that's on me. Italian, my mortal nemesis. I don't speak that. Once again, I am blocked by Benito Mussolini himself. What, once again? Please don't ask him any branching questions, Roger. Sorry, my bad. Anyway, we're happy to answer any questions, provided you ask them quick. Our lunch break will be over any minute now, and the moment it ends, we're officially back on the clock. Gotta get back to work, you know? Who are you two, anyway? What do you contribute to the world? That's an existential question. What is a man's worth? His merits, his morals, his legacy? I think he wants to tell us about the daily grind, Roger. Oh, sorry. We work over at the Dialtown mechanics plant, the old one off Main Street. The one that used to be Crown Mechanics, of course, over 50 years ago before the rebranding. Anyway, me and Peter work at there together. He does assembly. And I'm his manager. Wait, you're his manager? Well, yeah. You see, one afternoon, our old manager ran onto the assembly floor, papers shuffling frantically in hand. He said our plant was going to go through some new changes and one of us was going to be promoted to his old position. Was he promoted? To a corpse, yes. Oh. Nasty bit of business, that. Oh, well, he's dead. Turns out the guy had ties with the Dialtown mob, and the cops had finally caught up with him. There is a phone mob? Well, all right. Ended up jumping out a 4-story window onto the trampolines we just manufactured. What a lousy way to learn that the trampoline machine wasn't printing any of the actual trampoline parts, or the frame or springs. I was so worried that once he died, the cops just start shooting at me. I figured, phone lord, if he can pass his whole job to me, maybe he could pass his crime to me, you know? No. Regardless, I persisted and made it through with a brave face, though. You hid and cried under the desk for the whole ordeal, actually. Yeah, but he didn't know that. Say, why'd he pick you to be manager and not your friend? Your friend leans far less incompetent at being a person. What are you playing? A phone dating simulator. Yep, this is where I've gone. I saw this game and I just went, you know what? This is a great idea. Oh, the old manager says it was for my diligence and expertise. Roger's assembly line was closest to the door and thus closest to the manager, right as he entered. Okay, this is all making a lot of sense. Speaking of, we have to get back to the plant. Oh wait, I thought you said Roger was the manager. Who's powerful enough to reprimand Roger for being late? Oh, nobody. I just have to get back to make sure nobody else is running late. Speaking of. Hey, nice hat. Hey, thanks. I find it makes my head complete. Why doesn't your friend have a hat? I don't do hats, I'm afraid. Well, all right. I can see this divide between you. This festering gap growing in your friendship. The difference of ideologies. Well, this will only lead to war. Hey, I'm cool with the fact that he doesn't have a... Shh, sweet summer child. Be silent. Only darkness now. Peter, help. Peter, you couldn't possibly be cool being Roger's lackey. I'm Roger's employee, not his lackey. Besides, it's not even that. I actually take a lot of pride in my work. I'm honestly just grateful that I managed to get a manufacturing job here and don't ever have to return back to working that pizza joint in Colorado. I'd much rather assemble nuts and bolts than pizzas, thank you very much. Plus, there's worse managers out there than Roger. Rotary Christ, you should meet my brother. Should I? Oh, Foam Lord, no. You wouldn't want to catch whatever he has that makes his skin look like it does. I see. FNAF reference. Oh! Sorry. And that was a natural reaction from me. That was a genuine reaction. Just oh! All right. Wait, what's up with? You think having green skin is freaky? Try Clementine Orange. Yeah, no, that's from Day Shift at Freddy's. I'm fairly certain that's from Day Shift. In case you guys didn't know, the creators of this game, I'm like fairly certain, made a fan game back when like FNAF, I think FNAF 3 came out, called Day Shift at Freddy's, and this is the same people. So this makes sense. I'm standing right here, you know. Well, how many nipples does he have? Okay. I stand corrected. Maybe he's not all that. Stop talking. It is true. I did have like, what, like 6? Right? Yeah. Oh, right. Sir, I'm sorry. Just go. I've got errands to run anyway. Eggs to lay, you know? And hey, if you ever need a job, I'll never work, never toil, never slave away for my daily bread. I will die as I live, unemployed and wearing stolen bowling alley shoes. Goodbye, one and all, Roger and Peter. See you on the flip side. My character has 6. Guys, in case you didn't see in case you weren't here in the beginning, my character has 6 nipples. That's the character building that we decided to have in this area. So, yeah. Okay. Leave the area. All right. Where else do we go? So we've gone to Uptown Dialtown. Dialtown City Zoo, right? All right, then. I'll just pencil you in. Follow the signs, second door on your left, just down the stairs. Oh, and don't forget, if anyone comes on too strong, you've got a buzzer that rotates who you're talking to. Don't be afraid to use it. We've got a buzzer? Them come on too strong? Have you forgotten who you're speaking to? Suit yourself, sir. Let's go. Just don't say I didn't warn you. Oh. Well, that's no good. Uh-oh. Well. Oh, we're gonna have the button. Don't worry, love isn't for everyone. All right, speed dating. Hope I don't smell like vomit this time. You do, and you should feel bad. Well, I don't. Let the speed dating segment begin. Salutations, my good sir. Who you? Identify yourself. Who, myself? Oh, I'm a mere gentleman of noble stature. In Dialtown's various elite circles, covenants, and fellowships, I am known simply as Craig. Pleased to make your acquaintance. So, Craig, can you take me to the fun fair? Take you to the fun fair? Why on earth would I do that? Well, it is Valentine's Day, and we are both looking for love. You're here looking for love? My good sir, you've come to the wrong place for that. Everyone here has an ulterior motive, without exception. Speaking of, let's get into mine. Essentially, my reason for coming here was to search for someone who can act as my emergency contact. I don't understand. You see, all men have a fatal flaw, a dreaded foible. Achilles had his fabled heel, the Trojans had their affinity for gigantic wooden horses. Mine is the thrill of the rave. What on God's green earth is a rave, Craig? Oh, imagine a disco ball having a seizure while a symphony drowns out all nearby conversation. Sounds dreadful. Why subject yourself to such a thing? My dear friend, I am a monster of my own making. And last week, I pushed myself too far. I collapsed at a rave and was pronounced dead at the scene. I didn't read what that was. No, I think you'll find that reports of my death were greatly exaggerated. The next morning, I emerged from the town morgue, bare buttocks in the wind, and made a beeline for the nearest coffee shop. What? Why a coffee place? No, guys, I want to learn about Craig, okay? I want to give him a chance. I had a 9 a.m. astrophysics lecture to attend, so I needed caffeine. Oh, I see. I'd be lost without my morning nectar guzzle. So wait, what is this about me being your emergency contact? Essentially, if I list you as my next of kin, the morgue will call you if this happens again. You get to pick me up. Nope. Oh, that was hardly justified. Nope. I don't want to see your butt. All right. All right, this one should have good intentions for sure. Hello, it is I. I am Dr. Timothy Bunsen, resident mad scientist and local PhD lunatic. Ah, you're a self-described lunatic? Self-described and certified, yes. Now then, my simple friend, are you ready to engage a mind with brilliant as mine? No! Jesus Christ, you dare buzz me away? Oh, crap. Well. All right, rule 3. So this one's gotta be the one. Or else the one. You look, wait. This person looks normal. Guys, wait a second. We might have found it. Guys, we might have found a dateable. Gotta, you know, okay, gotta. Okay. Okay, I'm ready. Woo. Yes, dateable, yes, okay. Howdy, this is Lorraine Deer reporting in. Are you a newscaster? Oh, let me tell you, sir. I'm all about delivering the news, whether the powers that be want me to or not. Don't matter how it gets out, the truth must be known, you know? I know. Wait, are you selling something? No, I'm not selling anything, except for the truth, sir. You're not really selling that, are you? Nah, I'm just here to advertise my website. No self-promo! No self-promo! Doesn't matter who you are! No self-promo! No! Don't you even dare! Next. Printer go burr. Oh, don't look at me like that. It totally does. Well. Oh, crap. So, you were returned at last. How'd it go? They were terrible, Pierre. They cared not for love, and they tried to use me in their various schemes. Yeah, your medicine ain't too sweet, is it? Screw you! My cough nectar is always sweet. Children's phone quills made from the sweetest raspberry sweeteners. Okay. Uh-huh. Can't say I didn't warn you. Anywho, need anything else? Well, crap! I thought Pierre was a dateable. Where are the datables? Where are the datables? I'm looking around. I'm not seeing any datables. I'm just seeing undatables. Fine. We'll find a dateable eventually. All right. Well, now what? No. Where'd you like to go? Well, okay. Well, so we've gone to Uptown, Dialtown. We've gone to the outskirts. We've gone to the casino. Let's try the apartment complexes. I'm not calling the hotline. I am not calling the hotline because I want my Twitch channel to remain intact. Okay? Approach door 201. All right, let's just go knocking on random people's doors. Well, ain't this homely? I despise this wretched location. Wretched? Seriously? I stand by my convictions. Come on, that's like a little over the top. Come on, single out one wretched aspect of this exact location. The clown painting? Good lord, I almost missed that. How very... Gosh? Hard to think they've gone extinct, isn't it? I mean, most scholars... Thank you, Rip, for the $50, thank you. I hope they're doing well. I hope, happy birthday, I hope you're doing all right. Most scholars bragging that 7-foot tall ape-men are no longer walking around all willy-nilly, but you seem dead set on Bigfoot being a neighbor of yours. I saw him! But fleshy people with clown noses are completely mythical to you. Well, Bigfoot didn't historically fight the phonification process. The Great Clown Protest. Excuse me? There's clown lore in this game? Well, okay. Thousands of clowns marching on Washington, D.C. trying to protest democracy and resist getting their heads replaced with technology. Democracy, bah! They didn't just want scientists poking around at them. Find out just how and why clowns lay eggs. Well, all right. Yeah, and then the politicians called in the riot squad with their newfangled gun heads. Gun heads. Okay. They tried to reason with the clowns, but the words came out as machine gun fire. Or so the government wants us to think. And with each bullet, they penetrate the clown's flesh. A loud honk sounded from the bullet wound. On the inside, society cried, for democracy truly died that day. But on the outside, we busted a gut laughing from the honks. So. You just hear a honk. Okay. Oh, that's incredible. Democracy itself was massacred before our very eyes, and never before had a massacre sounded so gut-wrenchingly hilarious. Yeah. Let's just knock on the door, shall we? Let's. Hello? A woman. Can I help you? Well, are you just gonna stand there gawking, or did you knock on my door for an actual reason? Can you take me to the fun fair, please? I literally just got out of the shower. Huh? So I'm naked right now. I do. That's fair. Rats. So, back to the hallway. Oh, 201A now. Oh, by Jove, a door. It sure is. Should I knock on it? Well, normally, I'd say you can if you want, but please don't. But, well, the door's actually only closed over. You can just open it if you'd like. Open the door. Hey, man. So, like, can you take me to the fun fair? Take that as a no. Well then, I hope seeing me cheered that man up, even just a little. I guarantee you, empathetically, if that man just found out he had a week to live before you showed up just now, he's probably down to 3 days left now. Tops. Darn. If I could only hold these eggs in for 3 more days, his nest would be mine. Back to the hallway then, I guess. Thank you, I am weird today for the 5 tier 1s. Thank you. Can I just say, for what it's worth, this game has a really good soundtrack. Like, for all things considered, this game has a very good soundtrack. Everything else about it is a crime against God. But at least the soundtrack's pretty good. All right, 201B. Let's see. Huh. Looks like the store isn't even fully closed. Good lord, they're practically inviting me to lay eggs in their home. Yeah, I don't know if that's how it... I have chosen where to nest, narrator! Fine, jeez. It's gonna be a jump scare, huh? This is no place for my younglings. So, back to the hallway? Yes. Huh. Maybe time for a lore recap. Well, basically, we're trying to find someone to get us into the fun fair, so that we can lay our eggs that we have. So we're trying to find someone that's dateable in order to be able to lay our eggs in the fun fair. And everyone's heads are replaced with various elements of technology. This has been your Ranboo lore recap. Okay, leave the area. Okay. Let's go to the burger place. We gotta go to the burger place now. I don't even know how we eat, but that's fair. Reluctantly, just go up to just go, just like rub my face all over the window and just inhale. Just put my nose on it. Oh, God. Think about how many of my young I could feed with a mountain of burgers. Good lord. I'm not sure if I've ever seen you get this lustful. I want the meat. That's not me. Oh, this is terrible. Oh, what is that? Oh. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Shoo. Come on. You'll spook my paying customers away. Really? You're shooing me away? I'm not a wild animal. You can't just... I will call animal control to come pick you up. The last sniffing was not me. Leave the area. Where would you like to go? Let's go to the burger place again. Yeah, let's try to sneak in this time. Open. Oh wait. Oh, I can only. Okay, I can only sniff the glass. Yep, not you. It wasn't me. Okay, it's the zoo time, everyone. We still have not found any dateables yet. Ah, Dialtown City Zoo. You know, man, this is intense. All the emotions that I'm feeling right now. Oh, come on. It's just the zoo. You know, the gorilla pound, the giraffe brothel. Why on earth would you... Ah, what do we have here? I don't know what... Ranboo, you've returned to us at last. Here to turn yourself back over to the zoo, are we? My days of confinement are behind me, Theo! Go, thine self. You belong here, mon cher. And the sooner you are relinquished from society's spurnful grasp, the sooner I can study you again in detail. This is just Flamingo Jail, and you know it. I know nothing of the sort, mon cher. You are liable for my suffering, Theorore. Well, at any rate, I'm sure you have questions. What can Theorore Rustabelt, famed adventurer, explorer, documentarian, and zoo master, do for you on this fine morn? So, how's the zoo going? As of late, splendidly terrible. Our visitor count is at an all-time low, and with 3 exhibits escaping our grasp, one of which is you, of course. I was an exhibit? We'll need radical change to keep this place running. Or at the very least, unload more cheap souvenirs onto the fools who pass through our near-deserted gift shop. God, I hope this place burns! And what are the poor animals interned within the confines of this concrete animal haven, mon cher? They'd simply have to be let to run amok in this far town, and our simple residents will most certainly hunt them for sport. I'm sure the zebras would make it. They're tactical enough. Why? In any area town that's stripy, they blend right in. And everywhere else, they become so riddled with bullets, they gain spots. Okay, well, whatever happens, happens. Bully to that, then. Now, has this talk of bullet-riddled striped horses placated you, or do you have any further questions? What's the largest animal you've ever fist fought? This is also just a good song as well. This is also just good background music. Like, I'm unironically gonna listen to this game's OST once I'm done with this. My, what a splendid question. If we're only counting animals with fists, I suppose the answer would have to be none other than the noble kangaroo. So, envision as such, I was out exploring the Australian outback and dust was hastily descending over the plains I was trekking through. Hence, I needed to find shelter and fast. Why does the outback get really cold at night or something? Not at all, no. I simply need my beloved 9 hours of beauty sleep to perform exploration at an optimum level of optimization. Continue on then. So, I thought to myself, say, didn't those dandy kangaroos get their pouches converted into sleeping bags during the worldwide dial-up process? Oh. So, okay. So, I sourced a kangaroo from 12 miles away using only the scent of its urine, the lightest of tracks, and live updates from the ultra-accurate 24/7 kangaroo GPS network. Needless to say, it wasn't long before a whole gaggle of roos was located by yours truly. Uh-huh. So, I walked right up to the kangaroo, ready to snuggle down for bedtime. But alas, malhappenings abound. The pouch was already very much occupied by a tiny kangarooling. So, I apprehended the juvenile runt and chucked it straight to the ground, which needless to say, its mother far from appreciated. He took the kangaroo, grabbed it by its neck, and just shoved it into the ground. Wow. She threw me a left hook, hitting me square in the chin, cracking my plastic head casing, and almost displacing my glorious stash. So I threw one back, hitting her bullseye in her baby monitor head. Long story short, my punch prevailed, and I slept in the kangaroo warm, moist linen-like sheath that night. Huh. That night, I gained the reluctant respect of all kangaroos, becoming kangaroo and thus... This is certainly a game. This is certainly a game. Cool story, bro. Can I go now? Amidst further tales of the past and exploits of my adventures of yours truly? Oh, I thought you just turned into something completely different. Ah, phooey. Very well, you simply must. How are my brethren? Wait, my brethren? Wait. My brethren. Wait, hold on. Ah, you mean your old cellmates, do you not? Yeah, the guys over in the gorilla enclosure. We've got brethren? Well, why don't you just visit them for yourself? Admission to the zoo is free, and I'm sure you no doubt know. If you charge for tickets, you wouldn't have to force the animals to put on shows. Fantastic suggestion. Instantly dismissed. Next question. Can you take me? Okay, here we go, everyone. Here we go. Here we go, everyone. Here we go. Whew. Can you take me to the fun fair? Take you to the fun fair? My dear Ronald Boo. Why would you wish to go to a place like that when there's infinite merriment to be found here, back in your old cell? Go ahead and climb back inside. I insist. You might like it nicer this time. Why? I even cleaned the hay pile. Yeah, because gorillas kept dying in the existing hay piles. Tut-tut. I was hardly the individual who felt it necessary to discard all these used syringes in the hay in the first place, was I now? Please, Theo. Why must it be the fun fair in particular, anyway? Last I checked, you aren't particularly fond of crowns nor bright lights. I like the rides? Aha! If you seek thrills, then you've come to the right band. Now, when you say the bumpity boat ride through the uncharted seas of the Bermuda Triangle is quite a roller coaster ride. But with tenfold the adventure possibility? No, not at all. Roller coasters tend not to kill people. Or maybe our local ones do, but stop looking at me like that. Seek adventure with me. I'd rather not. I have eggs to lay. By Jove, you're pregnant? And an egg layer, no less. I insist, come back to science and live here with me. Your every wish granted. Why, I'll treat you like a king. King of the jungle, maybe. I've seen how you treat your lions. Pass. Hard pass. Ah, phooey. Besides, if I wanted that, I'd commit tax fraud and go to actual prison. Same iron bars, lack of freedom. But at least they have nicer food. Presuming what they can't serve can be legally considered food. Well, I can't compete with human standards, even if they're the very lowest that our government-private party complex can get away with. Just know that the bed and board are mere bars away, should you ever change your mind. I won't, but thank you. Now, was that all? Yep, I'm going. Back to your old exhibit, I hope. No, I'm not doing that. We've got a hay pile for you back in your old enclosure. Don't forget. I'm all right, thanks. With all due respect. Oh, man. Only to you, then. May you see only adventure, green one. Enter the zoo. You're not strong enough. Okay, well, we need to figure. We still have not found a single dateable person. I'm not going to the hotline. I am not calling the hotline. I am not calling the hotline. Let's go back to the casino. I'm not calling the hotline. Hi, Pierre. Hey, welcome back. What'll it be this time? Oh, we can't do anything more. Wait, there has to be another option. All right, take care now. You hear? There has to be another option. No, there has to be other options. I refuse. There has to be other options. Let's go back to Uptown Dialtown. There has to be other options. No, I refuse. I can't. Okay. Where'd you like to go? Maybe the fair? Wait, to the local park. Oh wait, look, we have all of these. No, haha. We've got all of these. I don't have to call it yet. We've got more. Screw you guys. To the local bank. Bank? Really? Why the bank? A ticket, Jerry, said couples make joint side bank accounts together. I didn't say that correctly. This is destiny, baby. So, if you're correct, You mean if Ticket Jerry is, yes, right? And if the bank is full of couples making joint bank accounts together, then I reckon your odds of finding a funfair mate there are practically zero, since everyone making a joint account would be, by definition, very much already taken. A bastard man? Okay. Yet. No, I'm not calling it ever. I'm not calling it ever. Oh, Control S to save. Okay. What would you like to do? Ring for a teller. Ah, Jesus. Hello? Oh my god, it's the printer lady. Hello, sir. Welcome to Dialtown City Bank. My name is Karen Dunn. How can I help you to... You're green. Well, I'm sure we could be green together if you catch my drift. I do not catch your drift, no. Please kindly explain what literally any of that means. Okay, fair game. You've got me. I figured what I said, like, passes some sort of, like, euphemism. Because it kind of sounds like one. Wondrous, yes. Now, were you hoping to make a transaction, sir, or... So what exactly is money? Look, sir, I often fail to detect sarcasm, but... Come on. Surely that's a jest. Hey, yeah, that was a joke. I'm an outstanding member of the society that we live in. Yep. Fantastic. Is that all, then? Again, another really good soundtrack for this game. Like, that's good. So your head. Yeah, it's a printer. I know that's fairly atypical, but believe me, sir, I get this every day. How does that work for you? I don't have anyone working for me. I'm an employee. I mean, how does it work? With ink. You have seen a printer before, right? Yeah, thanks. Is having a printer instead of a typewriter different in day-to-day life? Well, I wouldn't know, truly, because I've had a printer for a head for as long as I can remember, so I have no point of comparison. It's all I know, you know? I know, yes. They say you know in this game as much as I do. It's very nice. Still, people get uppy about how I express myself, and why is that? Well, most typewriters print out pages with words on them. I produce pictures. People don't really like that. Well, I don't blame them. It is pretty whack. Well, a picture paints 1,000 words, as they say. Are you even listening? I just said that I can't paint words, and that's the issue. Please listen to my responses if you're going to ask questions. Oh, come on, I didn't mean it literally. Well, can you please speak literally? Idioms go over my head. That's fair. Yes, I am aware that's an idiom. I get that one now. Because phone lord, people jump straight to idioms to explain not getting idioms. Because I'm the one not getting how basic things work, apparently. I'm sorry, sir. I diverted the topic. Is there anything else I can help you with, then? Can I check my account balance, please? Alright, sir, what's your account number? You do have an account with DTCB, don't you? Do I need one? Intense sweating. To check your account balance with us, yes, you most certainly do. Well, would you like to create an account with DTCB, sir? Would I lose my legal... Wait, ferality? What? Sure, why not? Alright then, sir. Let's see what kind of account you're eligible for. Look, I'll be honest, I don't really know what you are, and thus what kind of account to make for you. You look adult-sized, relatively adult-shaped. How old are you then? I think I might be like ageless. I need an age. I don't know then. 80, 40? Put 40 down. The bank thinks I'm having a middle life crisis. They might give you some instant gratification sports car money. And then I can just die before they ask for it back. Well, see, now we know you were planning to do that. So no, you cannot in fact do exactly that. So no more? I've unticked the midlife crisis block, yes. Aww. Maybe I can make a student account for you? Are you studying anything at the moment? Gravel. No, wait, politics. No, wait, no, that's not. Aha, I've got it. Gravel. Actually, scratch that. Lest any other cryptids catch wind of this. Don't want them to think I'm not a master of gravel. I lose street cred, or in this case, bridge cred. Okay, yeah. Let's acknowledge none of that, and instead descend further into the abyss that is you. See, the mayor really wants us to start doing animal accounts for some bizarre reason. But as you can imagine, other than a very polite Shiva with a rather fetching stick, no animals really seem interested in depositing anything of value in our bank. So, about the 6 nipples thing. You an animal? Last I checked, I'm legally more akin to Sasquatch. Okay, no, see, that information makes this whole process much easier. I'll follow your account type under the cryptids, clowns, and other assorted weirdos heading. The fact you have to distinguish clowns and cryptids now is really sad. Social justice gone rampant, I say. These are pressing times we live in. You know how it is with society and all. We do live in a society, yes. All right, so now that we have your status out the way, we can fill out the final forms. What is your full name then? Ronald Boo. Is that your whole name? Usually people add a before saying it, but yes. See, the next department wouldn't like that very much. Do you like anyone over in the next department? Wrong Boo it is then. All right, next question. Your phone number? Head? Right. Do you know your phone number? 3. I need more numbers than that, sir. But I don't know the other ones. Well, can at least take calls? Only hearts, my chair. Ew. Yeah, see, no. That doesn't work as a valid means of communication. We'll need your postal address. Tent. Right, good. We need more than one line for the address. Oh, silly me, it's in the part. Wait, no, can't have Wall Street knowing where to find my nectars. I'm sorry, what? The woods! So, your address is Tent, the woods. Yep, that's the long and short of it. Right, see, the thing is, this isn't gonna fly for the next department. You'll have to be much more specific. So, the woods doesn't fly as an address? But wait, didn't you imply that Bigfoot was a client of yours, though? No. See, DTCB has a policy of bank customer confidentiality under Dialtown's new data protection laws, so he has been here, I know it! His musk lingers in the air. Do you know he lives in the woods? Admit it! Look, even if Mr. Squatch, Mr., you know he's real. Look, sir, no. I am not losing this job for Bigfoot's confidentiality. Look, you don't qualify for a bank account, and you likely don't have much to put in it anyway. I would consider half a turnip a lot of money. Turnips are not legal tender. They aren't with that attitude. All right, with that topic included, surely we must be done, right? Are you taken tonight by any chance? Taken by what exactly? No, I meant like, are you free tonight? What is this? What are you asking? Can I help you? Please take me to the fun fair, my paper churning mistress. Firstly, never call me that again, thanks. Secondly, what? I wanted to ask you out on a date. You're asking me out on a date? Look, don't take this the wrong way, sir, but I'm not into phones. You're not? I'm a typewriter kind of gal. Oh man, I knew I should have chosen the typewriter. Crap. So, unless you can change your head on the fly, can do. Just need a hacksaw, super glue, some paper, and 10 minutes, Karen. Yeah, no. Sorry, it's a pass from me. No! No, wait, no, that means we actually did something bad. No! It's because we weren't a typewriter. You've got to be kidding me. Crap. Yeah, see, for those of you who weren't there, in the beginning, you could choose either typewriter or phone. You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. Crud, this whomps. Yeah, I'm sorry to disappoint, sir. Did you need anything else, then? Nah, I'm fine. I'll see you later, then. All right, goodbye, sir. Oh, wait, whoops. Hotline. No, stop. Stop saying the hotline. Ring for a teller. Oh, wait. That's just gonna be the same person, isn't it? Please tell me you're here to make a genuinely transaction this time. Nah, I'm fine. I'll see you later. Did you summon me just to waste my time? But whatever do you mean, dearest Karen? You approach the counter only to immediately say goodbye. Why would you do that? I forgot what I was gonna say. You forgot. I'm at work. You really shouldn't approach me about anything that isn't related to banking, money laundering, or crippling debt. But I do have a debt. I owe my heart to you. Be my printer wench hot mama. I have never. Printer wench? Seriously? Well, I said it in an Elvis voice. That's what made it work. It didn't work at all. Agree to disagree, babe cakes. You've wasted enough of my time. Leave. And what if I don't, huh? Uh-oh! Security! Uh-oh! We've got another time waster. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Scamper away while housing like a wounded coyote. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I wonder if we can go back to the bank. What would you like to do? Hey, let's ring for a teller. A further instruction, it seems that the rope of the bell has been replaced with a string of licorice. Can I attempt to ring the bell? Since the licorice won't make any noise and will just squish around in your hands, no. Can I at least devour the licorice? You would like licorice, wouldn't you? I'm so hungry, please. I beseech thee, I am extraordinarily pregnant. Fine, fine. Go ham. Ah! Well, do you feel complete now? As hollow as ever before. Right, yes. Okay, well, leave the bank. We lost the route. We lost one of the datables. I'm so sad. Okay, where would you like to go? To the cinema now. Crap. We've lost one of the datables. Okay, this was fine. What'd you like to do now? Summon an employee. Hello. Hang on just a jiffy. Green skin, 6 nipples. Your head, made from stitched together flesh, or perhaps a skillful combination of burlap and leathers. Can I feel your head? Okay, but be gentle. I'm delicate. Don't worry, honey. I can be as smooth as an infant's ball. Okay. Sick. You, I have to go through this, sadly. I'd like to apologize in advance. Here we go. You like my nipples? Yeah, they're freaky. Groovy, even. So, how about it? I don't know, man. I might need further convincing. Oh, I know. I'll let you choose the venue if you want. Fun fair. Aw, man, you want to go to the fun fair with me? Gnarly. I haven't been there in forever. I need to state this for legal reasons. This might be less of a purely romantic. No, don't. No, we like Oliver. No, let me override it. I'm changing the game's code. We're falling in love. This might be. No, continue. This might be less of a purely romantic engagement. More of a me laying eggs at the fun fair kind of arrangement. Wait, are you an egg layer? I certainly hope I am. I'm not emotionally ready to give birth to puppies. Dude! I mean, I love puppies as much as the next fella too, but... Whoa! I can't believe Okay, look, I'll cut you a deal. I'm kind of working on a movie right now. See, this place ain't doing so groovy right now on account of a few disturbing rumors about the building. But I'm hoping that producing a film here in Dialtown and then hosting some sort of gnarly premiere blow the lid off of just how gnarly this place truly is. And, you know, save the business most importantly. Having footage of a genuine egg laying, one that takes place right here in town no less, why, I could see this movie having a truly bodacious premiere. You want me to lay eggs on camera? Yeah, alright. Maybe it does sound like a lot. But you'd be doing us a major solid. Plus, those eggs have to be laid anyway, right? And you are looking for someone to pay you in. This is like symbiosis and junk. So I'd be a star in the same way. Yeah, it's sweet. Need someone to take you, and I need a performer. We can kill 2 condors with 1 trident. This sounds hot. I'm in. Hell yeah. Groove-tacular, truly radical. All right, so, thing is, I've got a little more time left on the clock before my shift officially ends. How long, Oliver? Precisely 4 minutes. Hell, I occupy myself for 4 whole minutes. Well, you could always take a quick look around, see what the cinema has to offer. We run a tight ship here, and it's all the tighter for being stuck together by the mystery adhesive this place seems to secrete. This is an extraordinarily sticky premises, yes. I can tell, it feels like I'm walking underwater with this, like, sticky carpet. And it's about as easy to breathe underwater, too. Oh my. Do you have gills? Well, I'm very hard to drown, believe me. Those who have tried can tell you. At least, last I checked, nah. Aw. Okay, go get to know the place. I'll meet you outside in 4 minutes. Right on, Daddy-o. See you then. Aw, man, I'm digging this crazy slang. Catch you on the tan, dog man. Why are you guys saying red flags? Guys, what could be a red flag about someone wanting to film us lay our eggs? What could be a red flag about that? I don't see any red flags there. Do you see that, Flannel? That is the biggest green flag I've ever seen. All right? All right? I like Oliver. All right? Screw you guys. Screw you guys. I like Oliver. All right? All right? There is nothing wrong with him. Okay? There is nothing wrong with him. All right? I don't care for this place very much. Why is that, dear narrator? Okay, so like this place is obviously incredibly haunted. Yes, it is extraordinarily haunted. Nah, man, what makes you think that? Look. The walls are bleeding. Okay, we don't know for a fact that it's blood. It could be ketchup for all we know. Do you consider the walls seeping ketchup from its pores honestly any less abnormal? Okay, fair. It could be some kind of like jam or nectar too. None of those are normal substances for a movie theater wall to secrete. Well, whatever it is, there's only one way to find out. Oh, please don't. I'm begging you, do not lick that. Worry not, it could be jam. Well, jam is not good jam. I've made my mind up. Okay, it is blood. It's not my blood, so I care very little. In fact, I'm relieved. It's blood, though. Yeah, but it's not mine, so why should I care if it hasn't been stolen from my body? Perhaps I should have known. It's the wrong color anyway. You really don't get this, do you? What I don't get is why I shouldn't just go somewhere else. You know, just shut you up. Fine, fine. Besides, I'm sure there's hardly anything here more than centering than literal blood on the wall. Okay. What the? Children. Two of them. They're just staring right at you. Yeah, kids do that. I don't like their energy. They're evil, Ranboo. Evil. You want to attempt communication? I don't speak Latin or crayon. Wait, do kids speak Spanish? These particular ones might just speak the same tongue as you and me. Whoa, no way. Say something to them. Hey, children, how would you like to clean my tent? Why is this always your go-to? Shh. Come play with us. Okay, no, let's skedaddle. No. Let's hear them out. What game do you want to play, dear children? Shh. I don't know. A word search, maybe. Sorry, no can do. I'm kind of illiterate. Feel free to complete it on your own, though. Okay, we understand thoroughly. Have a nice day. Huh. I had no idea kids nowadays could gosh and blur like that. Can we please just leave this accursed place? Fine. I reckon a good 4 minutes has passed anyhow. Where is he? There he is! Hey, pal, you were gone a good 6 minutes. Figured you might have just skedaddled, so to speak. So, how'd you find the place? Stickier than my tent. I didn't know that was possible. Yeah, see, my boss reckons that a joint can only get so sticky. Me? I think it's like a black hole. How so? Well, you know how black holes are so strong that no light can escape them, hence they appear invisible to telescopes? No, but go on. I reckon that if a place was sticky enough, you just, like, get stuck forever, and nobody would find out. So, basically, the only way to find out how sticky the place is would be to touch it, trapping you, and preventing others from finding out how sticky the place truly is. I call it the Oliver Uncertainty Principle of Stickiness. You're full of ideas, aren't you? Mostly about stickiness, grime, and filth, yes siree. Anyway, I was wondering if you wanted to get going. The way I figure it, the sooner we get this footage done, the more time we'll have to enjoy ourselves. You want to spend time with me after the laying? Of course, man. I love fun fairs, dude. Oh, I thought that was going in a different direction. I got really excited for a second. It paused after love for like a split second. I got flustered for a second there, but I guess not. Even with our fun fair's particularly high mortality rate. Hey, where else could you get launched from a spinning crab arm at half the speed required to break the sound barrier? I reckon those Viking champs had it right, giving you an awesome afterlife if you die in a particularly gnarly way. Fun fair accidents have to be an alternate way to get to Fonhala. How much lore is there? Anyway, let's just get going. We continue chatting on the way there. Oh, look at how nervous he is. No, I'm aware of the Fun Fair's 2-for-1 ticket thing going on today, but I sincerely doubt you're just allowed to piggyback onto my subway ticket. Unlike the Fun Fair, this concrete jungle holds no love in its pores. Just damp, which I doubt can even be considered much of an emotion at all. You sure? I feel quite damp right now. Right, and you smell it too. Honestly, it's gnarly. I've never been a I'm learning words today in this game. I'm learning words. I don't know what that was. Maybe it's the dog food I ate this morning? Whoa, you eat dog food? I ate whatever's in the trash, man. Today, it was dog food. Whoa, groovy. Hey, if it's good enough for a sickly beagle, it's good enough for my gut, eh? On a side note, thanks for agreeing to do this again. I know you're benefiting from this too, but believe me, you're doing us a major solid. It's my pleasure, Olive, man. No idea if me squatting and grunting on camera is gonna help a whole lot, though. Again, like, the song in this, like... The song in this game is real. The soundtrack in this game is really, it's like, it's too good for what this game is. You know? Like, it's way too good for what this game is. Oh, man. Believe me, it will. Honestly, with rumors going around about the joint, Mr. Dickens is worried that the joint might still be in business come this time next year. Mr. Dickens? Oh, Mr. Dickens is my boss. Yeah, he owns the cinema I work at, and always has. He's a top-notch guy, a real class act. Old British chap, full of vitality. Wait, was that the British guy? That wasn't the British guy, right? No, that wasn't him. Or was it? Oh, I don't remember. He built the very cinema I work at back in the 1960s as a young entrepreneur. Are you close to him? I sure as heck am, Daddy-O. I was only a starry-eyed lad, a mere man living when I got my job at the cinema, or mere manling. Taught me everything I know about being a man. I don't understand. Right. You haven't met Mr. Dickens. He has impeccable style, you know. Wears his old suits, uses old British words and terms, always keeps a level head. But you said you learned everything from him, right? Right. But you don't talk like a pirate, nor constantly mention fish and chips. Well, no. See, Mr. Dickens' last piece of advice for me was, there's nothing better for a man to do than be an individual. Tally-ho. Did you add in the tally-ho, or did he actually say it like that? I honestly can't remember. Anyway, I have to find my own path, wear my own clothes, use my own outdated and frankly underrated slang, Daddy-O. When we get back, I'll definitely introduce the two of you to each other. In a way, you kind of remind me of him, with the whole doing your own thing, regardless of others laughing or being repulsed by you. You thing you've got going on. People laugh at me? No. What I meant was... I'm kidding you, man. I know people think I'm repulsive. I'm frankly amazed that you don't. Really? Why on earth would I? Oh, the usual reasons. Not exactly prime rib, you know. Green skin, a few too many nipples, stitched together fleshy phone head. Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that, actually. No, I was nowhere near Phone Kennedy on the date of... Oh. My nipples can only shoot so far. That's an absolutely riveting diversion, but no, what I meant was... your phone head. Did you construct it yourself? That is quite a personal question. I know. I should know better to ask, but... I've never seen one so different before. It's a custom, I guess you could say. Huh. I don't know if you built it yourself, per se, but how far back was the bell mechanism placed relative to the vestigial cord adapter? That is quite a specific question. Bold of you to assume I'd understand any of those fancy words. Sorry, I guess I'm just technically minded. I always enjoy dismantling stuff, then putting it back together. Rare for an artist, I suppose, which is why Mr. Dickens gets so much use out of me. I know how to load reels into our machines and what ought to be on them. Hell, I'm the only one Big Bertha lets perform maintenance on her. She's our movie projector, and boy is she temperamental. So, Dickens keeps you busy then? Well, yeah, but that's how it's gotta be when you work with the public, I suppose. Of course, you do tend to get customers that... Sorry, I shouldn't badmouth customers, especially given how dire things have been lately, financially speaking. Nonsense. The beans, spill them. I crave gossip. Oh, all right. I guess it's not like he ever buys anything from us anyways. We have this one little stain. His name is Billy. Little Billy! You know that brat? He ratted on me to the police. Got me done in for child labor laws. Oh man, that's not cool. I'm sure the judicial system is incredibly biased towards green people. What? I sprayed in the courtroom. You did what? It's a god-awful state of affairs. Yeah, this kid, what? He's just... We have a rule at the cinema. It's one of my bosses, obviously. The customer is always exempt from violence. That rule complicates dealing with that yard-high, snot-nosed brat. Little Billy doesn't know reason. He simply wishes to watch the world burn. Thank you! Finally, someone else who sees it! I swear, that rugrat gets his kicks from inconveniencing me just because he knows that I can only politely ask him to leave and retort. Because if I put my hands around him, no more job. It sucks. The kid can bring in a megaphone, skateboard around, running amok, hitting other customers in the ankles with his board. Yet, I could only use words when dealing with the situation because he's a child. He's not a child. He's some kind of fun-sized demon. It sucks being an adult and having to use other children to settle disputes by proxy. Oh my god. Okay. Because if I drop kick a child, oh boy. Screw kids getting too soft. Half of them are armed. I'm afraid of the idea of having these kids everywhere when I get old and end up defenseless like a tortoise stuck on its back. When I get to that point, shoot me in the stomachs. Why did you just pluralize the word stomach? No reason. Sick. Oh, hold on. I think we're near the outskirts of town. You ready to get off? Well, I'm either laying my eggs here or there, so given the option, I'd rather there. Yeah, plus I kinda want sole ownership of the footage till the movie is finished. After all, I'm hardly gonna get many butts on seats if some hipster has the whole gory ordeal uploaded for free on PhoneTube. Now am I? Oh, I like that part of the song. Wait, is that a porn site? Are you happier not knowing? Yeah, if the answer is yes, it is a porn site, then yes, I most certainly am. I'll just not specify in that case. Oh, well now I know which answer was the correct one. Are people going to be aroused by this? Hey, gotta track them. You've got to be kidding. What did I find? I was just looking through. This was in my recommended games. This was just in my recommended games. This was This game is 6 days old. I'm playing this within the first week of release. Well, all right, let's go get him. Yo, what's up? Hi, me again. Just serving you up a little final / one-time reminder. You can access the menu at any time using the escape key if you need to change any settings or save the game at any time. Also, to make completionist playthrough easier, I've added this baby at the top of the screen. Oh, okay. Okay, so we know when it's like an important choice that will, you know. Okay, so we'll know that it's an important choice if that symbol pops up. That actually helps. It actually really helps. It appears any times a route diverging choice occurs, reminding you to save at that moment. Okay. I mean, you can reload and get another ending, allowing you to try other endings without any backpedal. Thank you. And don't forget, better safe than sorry. Yep. Cool. Okay. Sup, Jerry? Ticket, Jerry. No. Yes. A deal is a deal, you festive gate blocker. I win. Why did you? How did you? I didn't think you'd actually. Of course. Of course it'd be Oliver of all people. I reiterate, sup, Jerry? Oliver. Why would you? I don't get what you're insinuating, Jerry. Why on earth would you take him here? I think a better question is, why on earth wouldn't I, dearest Jerry? Oliver, he's got green skin. I know. Isn't it gnarly? Oliver, he's got 6 nipples. 6 for the price of 2. What a bargain. His head is clearly comprised of stolen skins, all stitched together crudely. Crude? I'd like to see your needlework, Ticket Man. You shut up. Oliver, he only asked you here so he can lay his green eggs somewhere on the fun fairgrounds. Oh, I know, and I'm totally into it too. I even brought a camera so I can film it in its awe-inspiring ooze-tacular depravity. Dear Lord. Of course it'd be Oliver of all people who'd be into this. What can I say, Jerry? It's hip to monsters. Yeah, Jerry. Now, how about 2 tickets for me and my adoring talent? The tickets, cough them up, pretty boy. Fine, that'll be $2 then. All right, Ronald Boo, you ready to go inside? Only if you hold my moist green hands. Encouraging ape noises. Hey, can you try to make those noises during the laying itself? I think I'm gonna vomit. Oh man, I haven't been here in forever. Because of the danger? What? Heck no. Being smushed by derailed mouse cart and scraped off the ground as a red pancake is exactly how I want to go. When I get old, take me here. The universe will take care of the rest. So, where do you want me to stand? Oh, what'd you mean? Oh, for the footage. You are gonna lay your eggs, right? Well, not now, Oliver. Oh, sorry. Sorry. All right, how about now? What, out in the open amongst the common rabble? I think not. Sorry. I just presumed since you're, like, heavily pregnant and whatnot. Okay, how about this? How about we go frolic, have a groovy time, then you can let me know when you're down for us to get shooting. That sounds, quite agreeable, yes. Fun, very much so, yes. Well, that's a little suspicious. That's a little suspicious. But all right. What is this? What is this a montage now? Is this a date montage? Aww. That last one was nice. All right, here's the spot. What do you mean? This is the perfect spot to lay your eggs. Oh, I see. No, listen. Accessible location, spitting distance from the hot dog stand, just off the beaten path enough to be avoided by civilian foot traffic and or ride operators. And best of all, lots of disturbed dirt for you to use to bury your young in order to conceal them for potential predators. Do I normally lay eggs like in water like a frog? I can't remember. Wait, are you an amphibian? I've seldom tried to drown myself, so I'm not certain. Huh, hey, that's fine. I can just pour a couple of 2-liter bottles of cola onto the mound, then it'll be plenty aquatic. Right, then the sun bakes the soda into the mound and it'll get all sticky. How dare my kin, how are my kin to survive if they hatch already stuck to the ground? I mean, this location has other perks too. Like good lighting to film with a camera. Oh, I see what this is. You even got a little stage light set up. Oh, come on. It's not like that. It's just, well, we did make a deal. 1 ticket for 1 filming. Come on, man. Don't hold out on me. Is that the only reason you brought me here? To use me for my leg-laden trails? Where's this coming from? Isn't the only reason you brought me here to use me for a free ticket? I thought the deal was fairly cut and dry. Well, maybe feelings change. Maybe I've grown attached? Okay, look, I mean, we can talk about... I thought you loved me, Oliver. No, it's not like that at all. No! My heart! Why? Why does this happen? No! 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 I can't believe this. Not like that at all. Oh, why I did it before. I predicted it. I predicted what I needed to do. I already voice acted for it. We're good. I'm near. Oh, wait, no, I didn't make birthing noises. Okay, look. Right now, we're all tangled up in contract. Maybe we should just, if you lay your eggs, we can discuss the footage. I'm worried we'll miss the laying. This thing only has so much battery, and if it wastes and then you lay the... time's of the essence here. None of this adds up. Why on earth do you care if the cinema shuts down? When you get paid a low wage and get mistreated by customers, your story doesn't add up. Okay, no, look. Only I hold dominion over my gut, Olive Man. Protective ape noises. Okay, look. You've got the wrong idea. I don't... Protective growl. I'm not doing that. Okay, compromise. Let me film the laying, as we agreed, and then I can explain myself fully. You know, finish my explanation in full. If you're not content with my explanation for literally anything, I'll delete the footage and start again from scratch. Promise? Pinky swear, Daddy-o. All right, then. I guess I better... What? What got got me were the pops. It was the pops. It was the pops that got me. I was not expecting it to pop. Did you get it? Every oozing second. You also got them all in the hole, even without ample preparation. Very impressive. Thanks, I'm a master. It helps that my swollen was already close to the ground, I guess. Right now, explain yourself. Fully. Why do you care so much about some biohazardous cinema closure? Why go through all this trouble? Okay. Look, I've truly explained the basics to you already, definitely. The theater is dying due to the rumors about the place being haunted. But it's greater than that, truly. Our cinema, each and every cinema, in fact, is destined to go the way of the dodo at this rate. What makes you say that? The same reason that video rental stores and the creepy mustachio dude selling bootleg VHS tapes door to door died out. Spinny disc players? What? No! The internet. Isn't that the cat meme database with porn? Yeah, but now they've got videos. Non-pornographic ones too. They've got entire sites dedicated just to showing movies. And with directors beginning to just put their movies straight up on there without even considering physical theaters, well, why would people leave their own familiar hovels when they could just watch the same movie even cheaper online? So why do you care? This sounds like advancement, evolution. It's more convenient for everyone. It's not like that. The cinema employs me and Mr. Dickens. You can just get a job on one of those sites. You said it yourself, you're technically minded, you'd excel at it. It's not me that I'm worried about. It's Mr. Dickens. He's old, set in his ways. He's extraordinarily savvy at running a physical business, but I know he wouldn't bridge the gap. The physical silver screen is all he knows. It's so sad. The truth is, as much as I love the cinema, it's Mr. Dickens that I feel truly indebted to. He's given me so much, taught me so much. He's like a father to me. I want to kiss him. Sorry, that just came out. Not Mr. Dickens, Oliver. Sorry, that just came out of me. Sorry. I'll continue. He told me that once showing movies to the world has been his dream ever since he told me once that showing movies to the world has been his dream ever since he was my age. If his dream dies, a part of him does too. I can't allow that to happen. Not sitting down anyway. I know we can get people to come back if we can release something truly engaging. Something new, something people can't find anywhere else. I know people would love to hear a new story, even if it's weird. If it's one they can connect with. Look, this footage. I'm not just asking you to do this for me. I'm asking you to do this for Mr. Dickens and his dream. I know it's a lot to ask, to allow yourself to become vulnerable before a whole town of people who spurned you, all for a man you've never even met. But maybe you understand the importance of dreams, like I do. Or maybe you'll do it for me. Yes, I will, Oliver. Yes, I will. Yes, I will, Oliver. Dude, Ranboo, you have no idea how gnarly it is to... How happy that... Thank you, sincerely. This footage, it's one of a kind. Hell, this footage alone tells a story that I don't think anyone has ever seen before, save you or me. Pity it's so short, though. If this was the whole movie, I'd be set content-wise. But alas, a movie needs to be 40 minutes or longer to even qualify as a feature-length film. I don't know if an indie short film dragged the same crowds out that a feature-length movie would. That is most certainly a pickle, yes. Say, I've got an idea. Okay, so this is a big thing to ask, but what if you and I got more footage tomorrow? You know, of you, of me? Yeah. I know it sounds strange, but the footage of you that I just got is easily the freshest thing I filmed yet. It's different, that's for sure. You think people want to see more of me? Absolutely. It's fine if you're not sure yet. You can give me your answer tomorrow. I'd be honored if you were willing, though. Anyway, you're fine to make your own way home? I can't walk. I just shot 5 green bowling balls out of my rear end, Oliver. Far too much trauma. Oh, right, sorry. Okay, idea. How's about we borrow the discarded bike over there? I pedal and you ride in the basket. That sounds agreeable, yes. Please show me the image. Oh, I thought it was gonna show it. Morning, Ranboo, rise and shine. Narrator, I'm bored. You just woke up. I know. I do this every day. It's boring to me now. You eat roadkill daily, but that never seems to lose its appeal. Roadkill soft and cuddly, dear narrator. Dude, roadkill fur tends to be coarse, matted, and wet from the gutter water you find it in. That's excluding tire tracks, mud, and extruding bones too. Narrator can't even let me enjoy my roadkill. Look, if you're so bored I can eat roadkill, you can. But you can also do literally anything else, which I strongly recommend doing instead. Like, you could ride a bicycle. I have the limb coordination of a sentient carrot, but, you know, with limbs. I'd also like a bicycle. Yeah, let's put a bit of a dampener on the aimless cycling plan. Can you draw? Last time I tried to draw a bath, I ended up just slurping up the bath water. And then got promptly removed from the house party I was attending. I don't have a response to that. I hope to God that you didn't enter the bath before you drank the water. I did. The water already had the consistency of jet fuel by the time I drank it. Yep. Why would you drink such a putrid concoction? I lost my filth to the tub waves. I needed to reclaim it. Right. You and bathing don't mix. We've established that. So, backup plan. Oliver wishes to finish filming his bizarre cinematic opus today. You could always, I don't know, help him do exactly that. Oh, I skipped it again. No. I don't know. What do you most crave from this drab cosmic orb that you're confined to? Why, love, of course. Well, this seems like a no-brainer then. It does? Of course. Oliver's clearly head over heels for you. He is? He is, you say? Head over heels? For me? Well, don't mind if I do. Perhaps he could even love you. And if he doesn't, well, think about if the movie does well. You get so much money and royalties, why, I'm sure everyone you meet will pretend to love you. Wow, that sounds superb. Now, it wouldn't be real love. Silence, disembodied cricket. I've made my mind up. To the cinema we go. Guys, Oliver likes us. Have we made it to chapter 2? Chapter 2! Yes! What a jam. What a jam. Chapter 2, everyone. Let's go. We're doing chapter 2. We're doing chapter 2. Hey, hey, hey! Ranboo, my muse and ghoulish life companion. How fareth thee on this fine spring morning? All the finer for seeing you. Hubba hubba! Okay, not sure why that came out of my receiver. I've never said that before in my life. Please don't tell anyone that I'm like this. Look, honestly, Hubbas and Notwood aside, I'm just super stoked to see you. That little demon, he's... No, little Billy! Little Billy, I beseech you, could you please go bother literally anyone else in Dialtown today?
Well, yes, I could, which is what makes this all the more special.
I swear to phone God, you low center of gravity hobgoblin.
So, what you gonna do about it, huh? You can't physically attack me, Plaid Daddy, not unless you want to get sentenced to life on the electric chair.
Ranboo, I implore you, murder him with your bare hands, and I'll back up your alibi, please. All right, enough. Scram, you hooded gremlin.
Or what?
Come on, man. You'll know I'll cartwheel kick you in your formless gonads.
Fine, fine. I've got some weird-looking bugs I found under my dad's mattress to fry, under my magnifying glass anyway. See ya, bozos.
Oliver, shouldn't he be in school right now? Is this one of those weird weekends the old ones prophesize about? Nah, as far as I know, little Billy got suspended recently for turning the staircases in his school into makeshift water slides. Well, that doesn't sound so bad. He didn't use water for the fluid part of the water slide. What did he use? Wait, what else? Wait, what else could he use? I'm not gonna think about it for too long because then my mind goes to places where I don't want it to. Juvie would be too good for him. He needs to be government contained. Thanks for scaring him off, by the way. That one, he scares me. Anything for you, Oliver? Anything, you say? So, I take it that you are indeed willing to assist me in filming this groovy feature-length picture, then. I'm willing to direct a movie with you, if that's what you mean. It was indeed what I meant, yes! Oh, by the way, Mr. Dickens should be passing this here counter any moment, and I'm gonna ask him to relieve me from my post so we can finish filming the movie. Anything I need to know before I make a fool of both myself and or of you? Specifically, yeah, there is one thing, actually. I might need you to back me up on an itty-bitty fib of mine. Hell yeah, man. I love sinning. Time to lie. Hey now, I don't exactly see this as a barefaced lie, per se. More of a subtle, less blatant lie. Okay, then spill the beans, man. What's up? So, like, I haven't really been as honest with Mr. Dickens about the progress of the film that I should have. He thinks it's basically finished, doesn't he? Wow, right on the money. Oh, you should be a green diviner of some sort. Say, any idea what next week's okay, give me a second. Say, any idea of what next week's winning lottery numbers might be? I'm sure there will be a 3 in there somewhere. Any idea how many 3s there will be? I didn't read that part. Whoops. Right. Thanks. That's my pension plan sorted then. Oh, shoot. Look, Groovy, here he comes. I have an idea for this one. There we are. Okay. Wait. Okay.
Tally-ho, gents! Ah, bloody fine afternoon, ain't it?
Oh, right then. I believe introductions are in order. Ranboo, this is my groovy mentor, employer, and good pal, Ebenezer Dickens.
Charmed.
Mr. Dickens, this is Ranboo, my green friend. Don't you mean your green boyfriend? Oh, right. I mean...
Oliver, my boy. Tut, tut, tut. You assured me that you wanted the rest of the evening off for a strictly cinematographical foray.
I do, Mr. Dickens.
Oh, very well, very well. As As long as we have a finished flick by the end of this evening, everything should be right as rain. Oh, speaking of, you did tell me that the movie is nearing completion, did you not, old chum?
Oh, of course, sir. Progress has been as gnarly as can be. One more day of filming is all we need, I reckon.
Jolly good show, my boy. Because I'm afraid that our utilities bills are beyond due, and I don't know how much longer we can keep this show running.
How long have those bills been on your desk?
A few weeks, at the very least.
Yikes. How do you still have electricity in here?
Well, you see, old chum, if you take a good hard gander at the ceiling, you may notice that I've merely strung lanterns from the rooftop.
Are those fireflies in the lanterns?
Kerosene is out of our budget, I'm afraid, old top.
Well, this is grim.
Ah, but this movie might just bring the people back. And if it doesn't, we'll just have to close our doors for the rest of the time eternal. No pressure, lads.
Right. We'd better get to work then, since there's just so much at stake.
Say, Oliver, before you go, could you hastily fetch my pocket watch from my desk? I assure you, it'll take but a jiffy.
You bet, Mr. Dickens. One portable clock on a string coming up.
Now then, it would seem that you and I have a solitary moment together.
Why do you need portable time anyway? The way I see it, stuff is always happening in the present. So who cares what the clock has to say? The correct time is right now.
Well, some of us have jobs, engagements, and other such obligations that require diligent timekeeping to keep up with.
All that sounds dreadful. I'm sorry for your loss.
It matters not anyway. Sorry about that. It matters not in any way as It matters not anyway as, and I do apologize profusely for the deceit. My pocket watch is presently in my pocket. I merely orchestrated this momentary interruption in order for us to have a brief moment to speak.
About what?
Well, you see, I wanted to ask that you take good care of my boy, Oliver. You see, I once had a family, but alas, my wife is no longer of this world, and my own sons have all left the nest, so to speak.
Whoa, dude, you have a nest too?
Somehow, I feel as though you may be referring to a literal nest rather than a figurative one.
Aren't you?
I am not, no. Look, I'm not here to judge your past, or even Oliver's choice of acquaintances.
For your information, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that one.
Well, you see, look, Oliver's a young man. It is his time to make his own place in the world. Forge his own future, carve his own frontiers, and all that developmental riffraff. Oliver is much like myself, in that he once had a family, but no longer does.
Well, that's just depressing.
Sometimes fate compels two people to stick together. Whoops. Perhaps you and Oliver were fated to cross paths, just as he and I were.
So you're saying it's destiny, baby?
Perhaps not. After all, who are you and I to dictate what the stars wish to see? I find that the worth of one's life is often measured by the strength of the bonds one holds. And the measure of their wildest dreams too, perhaps. Because what is life without purpose, without drive? Tell me, lad, do you have a dream?
I want to be rich and big, smoking hot babes and race fast cars. No, I want to see my kids grow up big and strong.
My apologies, my green friend. You didn't instinctively strike me as a father.
Well, almost a dad. My egg clutch has to hatch first.
I see. yes.
Man, would you like to see my eggs?
Lad, all I'm asking is that you do your best to encourage Oliver, raise his spirits should they falter, and ensure that he finishes this film. By any means necessary. Short of removing his fingers with a pair of bolt cutters, perhaps.
Can do, sir.
Superb! That's just what I like to hear.
Rightio, Ollie's back, baby. Mr. Dickens, I scoured your desk, moved all your papers, but alas, there was nary a watch to be found.
Oh, would you look at that? My pocket watch was in my pocket this whole time. I should have figured, since that's where its own name indicates it ought to be. My, what a humbling fool you have for an employer. Now, toddle off, you two.
Come on, Ranboo, we've got a cinema to save. All right, off we pop then. See ya, Mr. Dickens. Oh, I'm so glad I don't have to press the button, the FX button anymore. Oh, man. Oh, we're good. We're good. I'm so glad I don't have to press the effects button. All right. Well, that wouldn't have been as well as I could have expected. Kudos on mostly not speaking. That was an extremely strategic move on your part. Thanks. I pride myself on being able to respect authority and take directions. That's great to hear. Give yourself a pat on the back. Don't tell me what to do. Right. Right, so, what now? Well, if we're making a movie about you, then what we need is lore. I'm done. You've got to be kidding. Holy, yes! Oh, I'm gonna wait like 30 seconds for the word lore to be in the thumbnail. Oh my god. Yes! Now this is what I'm talking about. Ranboo's doing lore. It's happening. It's happening, everyone. Get ready. Oh my god. Lore stream. Holy crap. I can't believe this. Yes. Yes, now that's what I'm talking about. Lore? Oh, you know, info about you, story content. Something for the audience to chew over. So, are we going for gasps or pants wetting? Pal, if you have something gnarly enough to make our audience crap themselves, I'd love to see it. You do sure say the word gnarly a lot, don't you? Thanks, I think so too. What we need is something truly wretched to hook our captive viewers in. Something extraterrestrial, perhaps. Oh, I didn't read it because I thought, did I or did I not woo home yesterday on a bicycle while you sat hunched in a basket? Crap. Right, so I kind of wanted to ask, and don't take this personally. Are you some kind of funky alien? Like, what exactly are you? That's a personal question. Okay, fine. I guess you gotta give a little. I guess you gotta give a little before folks just volunteer that sort of info. Just between you and me, I'm totally a human. Are you making fun of me? No, it's not like that at all. I just don't get the secrecy, is all, I guess. Oh, I couldn't read that one part. Okay, sorry. That's completely fair. I should really know better. You know, this is a red flag. How is this a red flag? He's asking on whether or not he is human. That is a first date question. That is a first date question. Like, just get it, get it out of the way, just to double check. Are you human? Because I'm gonna be real, right? Like, that's like the bar for me. That is the bar. And then it just goes up from there. Like, are they human? Yes, no. If it's yes, then by God, so far they're dateable. All right? That's the bar. You've never been on a date? Well, okay. I mean, still, like when I do, I'll ask that question, and I'll just double check. bar is on the ground. No, it's not. It's not. It's not. Okay. Still, human, and then it goes up from there. All right, it just goes up from there. You know, what we need is something that will really hit home. Home. Ranboo, are you? Come to my domicile. To your tent. Come to my tent. Wait, you're inviting me into your tent? If we want strange kooky lore to make friend and foe alike crap their britches, my tent is likely our ace in the hole. Radical. Let us make haste then. Inviting over Oliver to my tent. Guess you could say things are getting a little serious. You know? I guess you could say that things are getting a little serious. Oh no, gonna go back to my tent. You know, that's the second question that you ask, is whether or not they want to go back to your tent. Ah. Welcome to Casa de la Mi. All right. Feel free to pee anywhere that isn't my box bed. I will instantly reclaim it via a fetid red urine stream if I must. Though if you do crap in the corner, do wipe before sitting down on any surfaces. That is vile. I'm not an animal after all. Whoa. I'm in your lair. Eee! I mean, like, yeah, right. This is, like, gnarly and junk, I guess. You're doing an adorably poor job of hiding your excitement. Aw, shucks. I mean, it's just really intriguing, you know? You have no idea how long I've been wondering exactly what your lair looked like, you know? You mean for the last 36 hours or so? Yep. And boy, what a day and a half that was. So, right. I'm now, in fact, brandishing my camera, so let's get to filming then. Right, so, what should I be doing? Do you want me to do a dance? Well, is it a good dance? No, it is not. All right, scratch that then. Oh, hey, maybe we should record some actor commentary for, like, the press release and junk. But I'm so shy. My lifestyle is atypical. A whole lot of folks out there have messy abodes, you know? The connection might make you come off to the audience as a real flutterbum. What? You can be what the kids call relatable. Oh, heaven knows I'm relatable. I must be. You really mean it? Just you watch, dude. You'll be the bee's knees. I forgot that that's how I look. I forgot that I'm a flesh phone. Yeah, I forgot about that part. I am definitely a flesh phone. Oh man. Can you state your name for the camera, sir? Ah, I see. Let's move on from the commentary idea, maybe. Move on to something that doesn't place my pricey equipment anywhere near that mug of yours. Yes, fair. So what now, Chief? I guess you could just act candid? Candid, like a dog? The only dog I know particularly well is also a man and a hobo. And God. Yeah, don't act like him. People cross the street to avoid him. You don't like God? The dude begs for change when he can just conjure matter at will. That's peak laziness. You gotta marvel at that hustle, though. Look, just do whatever you normally do whenever you're at home for an extended period of time, okay? I take it full nudity might be a touch too. No, so, mark down days on my calendar till I hit the average age of death. Firstly, are you going off the average human mortality age? Because, let's face it, that probably doesn't apply to you in the slightest. Well, how else do I predict my own natural demise? Do other egg layers have shortish lifespans? I think turtles live for, like, forever? Youch, that's rough. But, hey, at least your groovy lifestyle ought to shave a few years off that, right? So more cough nectar. Okay, can I just say, like, we have normalized too much in this game. Like, we have normalized a bit too much. Like, I am saying these sentences without giving them a second thought. Like, I am saying these sentences without giving it a second thought. Like, they are completely normal things now. Like, I am worried for how this game is going to affect my social skills. You know? What if I start calling my spit cough nectar? What then? Will I get re-invited to the party? Probably not. Probably not. Oh. Well, what can you do? Ironically, chugging cough nectar, once again, becomes the cure. People drink thickened synthetic raspberry syrup to feel normal? Oh, just tasteless. Just tasteless hat kids with common colds. I'm drinking cough syrup. Oh. Don't worry, the rest of us drink it for the right reasons. Ooh, had me worried there for a second. Oh, and secondly, yeah, so you see, that waiting for death mumbo jumbo is far too relatable. Wait, but isn't relatable good? I mean, but is it? What exactly is our cinematic vision here? Wasn't it to make the audience crap themselves? Right, exactly. But I can't personally vouch for having ever crapped myself from sheer empathy alone, you know? I sure have. Yeah, speak for yourself, that's what I'm saying. That wasn't even in character. Ah, balls, I wasn't filming, and that was a perfect punchline. Can you say that again so I can record it? Please? I'm saying please. I'm saying please. There's no W involved. Sorry, I can't remember what I said 5 seconds ago at any given moment. That's actually fair. I relate. You know, maybe I don't have a flesh telephone head, but I at least relate to that part. Even what you just said there, I'm not gonna lie. I'm struggling to remember who you are. Oliver. My name's Oliver. I work at a... I don't know that word. Dilapidated cinema. I'm a total hunk. Oh, I know. Sorry. We're kind of dating, kind of filming a movie right now. Oh, kind of date. Now that's what I'm talking about. Woo! Yes. Right, groovy. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear what? Note to self. Feeding Ranboo lines in intervals of exactly 5 seconds may increase authenticity of his line delivery, as you'll almost definitely think the script is happening for real. What was that? Nothing. You know, scratch that. Maybe we should get some funky environment shots and then move to another location. Aha! Speaking of funky, we should use each setting to its advantage, and this setting screams oddity to me. So you want me to scream oddity aloud? Nah, that's hardly groovy storytelling. Isn't the rule show, don't tell? So do you want me to do the dance or not? Look, I like you, Ranboo. You like me? You like me? Oh, you like me a lot, you say? Yes. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. Yes. Woo. Ah. Yes. Yes. But, oh crap. Something tells me that if you do the dance, our relationship will be fundamentally altered because of it. That's fair. That's fair. No, that's fair. You think it'd tear our bond asunder or instantly turn it hypersexual? Depends on how I react, honestly. No. Well, you need something that utilizes the uniqueness of this setting. You think you could whip up something, you know, gnarly to show the camera? I don't know, man. Are you into feet? what's up, guys? Welcome to the Ranboo Live channel. You may be wondering, what the hell is going on right now? Well, if you're just as confused as I am, you may be thinking, is this really worth it anymore? Well, I'm here to tell you that maybe it could be. I honestly don't know. May also be wondering, is every stream like this? And I'd like to tell you no, but no, it could be. Yeah, no, it definitely could be. So make sure that you're followed and that you have notifications on. All right. Are you in defeat? That was not a good transition. With cautious hesitation, I urge you to continue. Well, I've probably got a cleanish sock here around here somewhere. Oh, here we go. Me only sock. Don't mind the hole. I added that myself. Let's my scabs breathe. Yeah, all right. Yeah. No, yeah, no. I mean, no. All right. Oh, man, that is gnarly. Say, where's the other one anyway? Did you lose it? No, I found this one. Man, this is prime biopic content. Can you tell me about your parents, please? Gotta get that origin story outlined. What if I don't remember my parents? Well, we could work the orphan angle. Is being an orphan fun? Take it from me, losing your parents is the most fun you'll ever have. You get to eat gruel. I do love free gruel. Nah, I'll just make something up. The orphan shtick is too cliche. We're going for originality, aren't we? Originality and/or making a bathtub-sized wad of solid cash. Yes. I'll just make up something tragic on the spot. All right, then. Ready when you are. My name is Ranboo. I was born and raised in an oppressive shoe factory. Day in, day out, I manufactured shoes for feet I could never even sniff. Okay, odd criteria for tragedy, but go on. The shoes themselves were made out of poverty. Okay, we get it. Your life sucks. Give us new information. I slept in a gigantic pair of clogs made for an ogre in Denmark. What era is this set in? You say that as if there ever were ogres in Denmark. Does the timeline matter? I suppose not. Besides, have you ever even been to Denmark? Not specifically, no. And see, you can't say crud then. For all you know, ogres are real and Denmark isn't. That doesn't sound correct, but I don't have enough data to refute it. Plus nope. Okay, no. No, not the ogre. Damn it. Is nothing sacred to you? It's ogre lore, pal. I will not allow you to tarnish my vision. The ogre dong stays. Okay, look, not to sound rude, but this is not working. Is it too out there? Out there? Oh, pal, I'm having weird thoughts about the ogre now, and I'm getting all sweaty, and I'm honestly worried that you've awakened something in me, and I don't like it. Oh, boo-hoo. Did someone get sweaty from visualizing ogre arenas? We have a good time on this channel. We have a good time on this channel. No, you know what? We have a great time after this chat. We have a good time on the Ranboo Live channel, don't we? We have a great time on the Ranboo Live channel. Oh man. Can't believe that. I can't believe that everyone we have a great time here. Let us never think about this fabricated origin story again. Thank you. How's the film gonna start then? Maybe we need to just start later in the story? Will the audience get what happened previously without context? Do you have context that explain why a hexa-nippled isopod person with green skin and a head made out of an array of stitched together fabrics and skins is walking around? Right, let's just not bring the notion up then. I'm sure we can leave that for like a potential sequel or something. Radical, let's. All right, so after you left, whatever nondescript location you happen to have crawled out of, where'd you end up? Most of what happened next is a bit of a blur. Get that image off my screen. But I do remember one place from my past. Captivity. Wait, were you in prison? It's okay. It's not. It's a fake image. It's a fake image. It was not real image. It's okay. It was not a real image. Save the font quick. Yes, but I wasn't actually referring to people prison. People prison. You know, jail for humans. Human jail. Well, yeah, of course I meant human jail. Where else could you possibly mean? I wonder where else. The zoo! Ah, right. You meant flamingo jail. The big house. You certain this is a good place to set your tragic past? You don't think captivity is tragic enough? It's kind of hard to be truly bummed out while sitting next to a tapper? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. So you're telling me if you got excruciatingly bad news. Define excruciatingly bad. Let's say you find out your third pet rock was swept up in a tornado. Okay, that'd be absolutely heart-wrenching. Continue. If you found out about this while outside the tapper enclosure, would the mere presence of a nearby tapir really soften the blow much? I think it really hit once I'm out of visual proximity of... No! The tapir would do not to comfort you, and you... Oh, God. What's this I hear? The roar of adventure, mayhaps? Oh, God, not you. Ranboo, my fatherless bipedal green friend, you've returned at last. I have not returned. I merely came back to this location temporarily. You returned. Okay, yeah, I'm back. Fully to that then. I say, Hey, sorry to interject. Doting, kind of boyfriend. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Guys, do you see this? Do you see this right here? Oh my God. I don't care that we just got called fatherless. Guys, look at this. Oh my God. Guys, everyone stay calm. Stay calm, everyone. Calm. Everyone stay calm. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yes! Now that's what I'm talking about! Woo! Ah, how's it hanging? Egads, another specimen! Hello, my equally featherless... Oh, that didn't say fatherless. That said featherless, didn't it? I thought it said fatherless. You know what? Fatherless was funnier in the script. You know what? It's fine. What brings you to my wondrous sanctum of malicious beasts and other foul monstrosities today? Oh, nothing much, sir. I'm just documenting Ranboo. We're producing a groovy movie about his life together. My, what a thrilling notion. You know, Sonny, in a way, our goals are very much aligned. The sacrifices we make, dedicating our very lives solely to documenting the most noble of beasts, so the public may know their terrible ferocity. Ferocity, I don't know. Yeah, it's groovy. Very groovy, yes. Bully to that. Oh God, they're mingling. You know what I think would be a truly stupendous idea, my lad? Why, we should exchange information to strengthen both of our dossiers. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, that sounds gnarly. I'm in. Oh no, you shouldn't you couldn't possibly fraternize with the enemy. The enemy? Mon cher, I am just a humble documentarian, not unlike your dear Fez partner. And I must say, I do admire your choice in hatwear, my dear friend. Likewise, sir. Say, how'd you like to be in our... Oh, sorry, that was the wrong voice. Say, how'd you like to be in our film, Mr... Sorry, I didn't catch your name. You mean to say you haven't heard of me? I'm sure Oliver doesn't read Mustachioed Monthly, Theo. I've actually finished every issue from 1995 onwards for your information. Oh. My boy, I am Theodore Rustlebelt, famed adventurer, explorer, documentarian, and zoo master. He's gonna steal our boy. No, he's not gonna steal our boyfriend. No. Unless Oliver is a terrible, terrible, awful person. No, he knows. He's okay. All right. Theodore Rustlebelt would not be able to steal our guy. All right. Oliver is not a terrible person. Okay. He would not get with Theodore Rustlebelt. At least while he's kinda with me. All right. And yes, I would simply adore the opportunity to appear in your film as a primary source of zoological hogwash. Yes, this is the development for sure. Say, for purely cinematographical reasons, do you have any baby photos of Ranboo? I'm afraid Ranboo was no longer juvenile when he found his way into our spurnful clutches. But I do have some photos of him all natural. I'm scared. Give me a... I'm kind of scared. Theo, you wouldn't. Oh, that's hardly that scandalous. Ranboo's naked right now. Wait, how long have I been... Ah, drat. You're correct, my friend. Oh. That entire time. Okay. That being said, you gotta see the angle I snapped in number 4. The angle leaves very little to depraved imagination. Hey guys, Ranboo Live here again. I just like to formally apologize for absolutely everything. My bad. I thought that this was going to be a fun, slightly quirky game, but instead, it was simply just about laying eggs and naked phone people. So, my bad. What have I become? Anyway, let's get back to the game. May I see the Oliver? A word, please. Oh, I think we gotta... Well, we'll be right back, okay? Do return, yes. I have yet to show you the photos of Ranboo riding on his own tricycle, after all. They're so wonderfully ill-fitting. Tremendously gawkable, yes. Say, are you doing okay? You kind of flipped your lid back there. Yeah, well, duh. You were chatting with my former captor. Oh, right. Yeah, sorry, I realized how that might have just looked. But hey, he said he wants to be in the movie. Isn't that? If you put him in it, I walk. Unless you, like, put devil horns on him and dub his footage to make him say dumb stuff. You know, that does give me a groovy segue into the golden question. The golden question? Well, yeah, we gotta consider villainy. Are you saying we have to consider a life of crime? Right, I'm sold. We just need a gun, a getaway ride. Nary an old woman shall be shared from our combined mugging wrath. How do we get to... No granny mugging. We're discussing cinema. What I meant to ask was, is our movie gonna have some kind of a maniacal villain? Don't most stories have villains? Yeah, I mean, most successful stories tend to have some kind of hurdle for the protagonist to overcome, you know? There's very seldom character development to be had merely loafing around, vegetating in trash, after all. Aw, no crime.
Don't you want to join me in the trash, holding hands?
Okay, maybe that can't be an entire scene, but I could squeeze it in somehow to excuse us shooting it. Maybe. Yay. But does that truly sound like the makings of a compelling story to you? Maybe. I gotta overcome something first. So my debauchery feels deserved or even earned. You might just be onto something. Well, what's the alternative? Well, back on the villain train, it is a fact that almost every story has a grand antagonist of some kind. All action comedies have bad guys, after all. That must be it then. After all, an action comedy is the artsiest genre. I'm telling you, all great stories have antagonists. Right, most real-world love stories feature mother-in-laws. Yeah, now you're getting it. What you need is a nemesis. Who could that be? Well, wouldn't Theodore seem like an obvious candidate? Nah, I don't want him in my story at all. I don't know, man. Ground yourself. Think about how hammy that dude is. He'd bring a lot of gnarly energy to the role. And give him the satisfaction? Hard pass. Well, alright. You pitch a villain then. Who do you see as the villain of your story? Little Billy. We gotta get Little Billy. Dump him? No, he is the love of my life. Screw you. Screw you. No. Ban them. Ban that person. Instantly. Don't actually. Love you, Mods. Little Billy. Okay, look, I'd love to take that brat down a peg, but this is your story, not mine. Oh, come on. Don't remember what I told you on the subway? That yard high... that yard high piece of crap got me arrested for child labor law violations. Sure he did. Oh, yeah. What a runty scallywag. I know, right? How very rude of him. Salutations! Might you need some assistance? No! We've got it all under control, Theo. Hurl thine self from our proximity. Thank you. Right-ho! Fully to that, then. I say we just have you prance around in spandex and call it a day. Okay, that's a deal breaker. Why? What's wrong with spandex? You do not want to see how the first incarceration of this movie turned out. This is your second attempt at this? This sounds like something you should have mentioned sooner. I was hoping that if I pretended it never happened, eventually I'd just forget. I can still hear the stretching of spandex against my groin in my nightmares. Ah, sorry to hear that. In mine, it's just the familiar screams. Far less emotionally complicated. Ah, hell, maybe this is pointless. I mean, can we really reduce the struggle depicted in a complex narrative down to a single antagonist? What if the true villain was... society? I'm not sure that a film we're trying to market to the general public should be about how unpleasant the target audience is. No. Hear me out. Maybe it's the people's perception of me. I can't see it, right, because I'm me. And you can't see it because it's a view you don't happen to share. Huh. Maybe you're right. Yeah, I think we need some complicated exposition shots showing... Ah, screw it. I'll just start the movie with a paragraph of Comic Sans text on a solid color background. Yes! With the expedition out of the way, we can just focus on the action-y stuff. Oh, see, there's the issue. There's the issue. Define action, because technically decomposing is an action. Let's say general movement or activity? Yeah, no, that's not me. Oh, come on. Surely there's some way we can use this groove. I do not what that word said. Aho! What we need is the footage of your daring escape. It's the ideal action narrative point, the missing link. How's about we ask Theo for the CCTV footage? Firstly, let's never speak to him again. That's my suggestion. Right. And secondly, I might have coated the lens of the nearest camera to my enclosure with silly putty. What? Why did you? To cover my tracks, of course. Oh, right. Duh. Didn't Theo notice that you were missing, though? Nah, I just left a burlap sack of potatoes in my bed. Wow, this place really is. A sneaky lemur or a particularly crafty dingo could get out of here, no problem. Where do you think I got the idea? Theo sucks, agreed. Huh. Okay, so, crazy suggestion here. What if you entered one of the nearby enclosures and I just filmed you climbing out, all willy-nilly? We could totally just slap a camera overlay onto it, pass that off as your actual daring escape. You realize that almost every movie is just people lying on camera, right? What audience believes are forgery, though? That's true. Every stream is also just lying on camera as well. You know? I'm actually 80 years old. It's true. I'm an 80-year-old man. I just took really, really good care of my skin. All right. Would audiences believe anything we filmed so far? Right, sold. Let's do it. Right, excellent. It's time to climb out of the enclosure. So, to our left, the noble alpaca enclosure. Sound good to you? Are alpacas friendly? I don't know. I've never been lost in the mountains of Peru, and they don't tend to walk around the city much. You are ill-experienced when it comes to handling alpacas. Yeah, it's definitely a skill I tend to embellish on my resume. Right, so what's in front of us then? Judging from the cardboard cutout, emu. That's not ideal. I've been closer to an emu than I have to an alpaca, admittedly. They're kind of like feathered dinos. Swans are also feathered dinos, in fairness. Guys, we get to escape from an emu. Right, but imagine a man-sized swan. It is terrifying. With a gun for a head. Right, I've heard enough. We were fools for thinking to weaponize them. They weaponized the emus? If another emu war kicks off, we'll be annihilated. Wait, I'm gonna quick save. Okay. 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 Emu enclosure. I want to see the gun for a head. I want to see the emu gun. All right, it's time to take the plunge. Door is now emu-proof as of 05/07/15. Never again. All right, I've made contact with the soil. Oh, wait, that's not the voice. Sorry. I seem to be in uncharted land, a new frontier. You're in the emu enclosure. Yep. You getting this? Yeah, you look generally lost. Outstanding, yes. I get a jump scare whenever I look at myself in this game. What now? Well, if this is your daring escape, I guess the next step for you is to, you know, escape? Right. How do I do that? Well, oh, right. Ground dips, doesn't it? Yeah, of course it's deeper on the inside. If I could climb out from the inside, an emu could jump it, no problem. When do we kiss Oliver? I don't know, hopefully soon. This is certainly a mild predicament. I could always just open the zookeeper door and let you out. That wouldn't look very cinematic. Does any of this? Fair. All right, point made. Now let me out. Oh no! Oliver! Oliver, are you getting this? If this is the emu that's now located right before you, then yes, I'm very much getting this. Oliver, am I in danger? Do you think it's aggressive? I think it's an emu. Oliver, this is no joke. Need I remind you of the Great Emu War? Emus have won 100% of all wars they have fought with mankind. One war, and they destroyed us. This one has a gun. It seems docile enough. War seldom changes, Fezman. All right. I'll get the gate open in a moment. Uh-oh. Oh God, it's just standing there, menacingly. I somehow doubt that emus are capable of malicious Oliver, I think it's attempting to trap me here. You could step around it. Oliver, I think the emu is working with the Aurora. Dude, just step around. Oliver, I must duel for my freedom. Hold on. Right, camera's in focus. Do what you have to. Well, you punched an emu. And I'll do it again in a heartbeat. God, I love you.
What do you say? What do you say? Oh my god.
What did he just say? Did he just, guys, guys, guys. 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 I need a second. I need a second. Yes! We did it! Yes! Yes! Now that's what I'm talking about. Yes! We did it! I mean, yeah, Groovy, this is good stuff. Dude, this footage is top notch. This is totally the last piece of footage we needed. Our ace in the hole. You really think so? I mean, it might be kind of hard to portray the footage as a heroic moment since the raw footage is just heartbreaking footage of you assaulting a massive but docile cotton ball with legs. But I'm sure with a few jump cuts, some borrowed shots from Stanley Dalton's Attack of the Emus, I can string something compelling together. So that's it? Yeah, I think we're done here. To be frank, I'm a bit worried that the Aurora might press charges against us, considering you just assaulted one of his specimens. Oh, please, he loves punching animals. I'm sure he punches emus constantly. Invite him to the premiere. He'd adore this trash. Right. Kiss now. I know. We'll get there, chat. We'll get there. Okay, everyone calm down. Okay, we'll get there. All right. Right. Okay. I guess that's one guaranteed patron for opening night. Ah, man, am I pumped to get this movie finished. Abso-heckin-lutely stoked. I gotta get back to the cinema. Get to editing this for tomorrow night. I am not gonna be getting any sleep tonight. But hey, I'm sure that if I go long enough without sleep, I'll be too out of it to feel the impending sting of failure, right? Hey, before you go, I wanted to ask you something. Oh, shoot. What's on the cards, my groovy dude? So the cinema's, like, definitely haunted, right? Allegedly definitely haunted. Yeah, why? Has anyone ever, like, died in the building during its operation? Oh, now that you mention it. Yeah, there might have been an incident or two. Nothing out of the ordinary, though. Uh-huh. Big Bertha might have flattened the last projectionist to perform maintenance on her. Flattened? Rolled right over him, yeah. Turned him into a red pancake. What, wait, did you say incident or two? Like plural? So no kiss? This is more important right now. Yeah, Big Bertha also kind of tore another maintenance guy's arm off. Then flattened him. When that didn't kill him, when in doubt, flatten the repair guy, as they say. Who says that? Who says that, Oliver? There was also the time Big Bertha rolled through the wall of the projection room and flattened some of the audience. Dude, what? Rolled right over him. Oh my god. That doesn't sound right. Hey, now, Big Bertha's our pride and joy. Mr. Dickens did right, splurging on a beautiful secondhand antique projector. Secondhand? Who sold him the machine? A friendly witch doctor who was hosting a yard sale. Dude, the cinema's haunted. In your opinion, it is definitely haunted. Let's just agree to disagree. No, let's not. Right, then I'll be off. Oh, parting is such sweet sorrow. But hey, I'll see you at the premiere tomorrow. Right? You know it, baby. Provided I don't need to buy a ticket, of course. Perish the thought, friendo. I'll even scoop up some floor corn for you to scarf down if you come. Right, sold. See you then, partner. Movie date? Let's go. Boy, what a day. You punched an emu. I did it for Oliver. For cinema itself. I mean, did you though? Did you really? And what's that supposed to mean, bub? I mean, are you really certain that this movie is going to achieve anything other than being a resounding flop? Well, Oliver has faith in it, so you know, I do too. Friendo, he literally said, I love you. No, chat, he literally said, I love you. That outweighs the friendo at the end, okay? It is not possible, unless his emotions switch on a dime, for him to go from the beginning of the conversation and then switch during the end of the conversation, okay? He literally said, I love you, okay? Ah. Oh my God. Unless it's platonic though. I called him hot. What do you mean? Okay. All right. Come on, guys. Get it together. Get it together. He's relying on a miracle though. It's blind faith. I get that in the air, that place is practically opaque, but he doesn't seem to see any further than his own, but he's not doing this for himself. He's doing it for Mr. Dickens. Do you think that Mr. Dickens really believes in Oliver? I'm sure he does. I mean, he's given Oliver so much, right? Right, so it's completely in character for him to indulge Oliver and give him a last-ditch attempt to save the cinema, knowing he'll lose nothing if the movie flops. I'm sure Mr. Dickens just doesn't have the heart to tell Oliver that it's pointless. Oh. Oh. All right, you disembodied destroyer of dreams. What's your point then, eh? What do you want me to do? I don't know. Maybe try to temper Oliver's expectations at the premiere tomorrow? You can let him down gently, so he has time to come to terms with its inalienable failure. Is that the right thing to do? Part of loving someone is being honest, even when you know they won't want to hear it. You really should have a discussion with him about the finished movie. Remind him of his other prospects, that everything will be okay if the movie flops on account of it being weird and low budget. Ah, what's the use? Go to sleep, you lummox? You can think more about this tomorrow. I agree with that sentiment fully, minus the thinking later bit. Good night, my ethereal maiden. Wait, I'm not a girl. Yes. Whoa. I'm honestly surprised. Seems the premiere is actually drawing attendees, like actual live people. I meant instead of nobody turning up, I expected an honest-to-phone God townwide no-show. Alas, townwide expectation. Yo, this has to be a dream, but you know what? Who cares? I guess my advertising campaign worked wonders then. I doubt you writing "Come to Olive Man" premiere on condom wrappers and slipping them in random strangers' pockets got very many of these people to come here. You never know. It could have. Yeah, but you're kind of really illiterate. Most of Dialtown probably can't read hieroglyphics. If those pyramids do read them, I'm sure modern man can. Uh-huh. You should go inside. Speak to Oliver. Yes, go I shall. Yes. This has to be a dream. Hey, Ranboo. I'm super stoked that you actually came. Very groovy. I always do. What's that? That was some kind of euphemism, right? Oh my God, it was. Oh, I did not realize that it was. Oh, I did not realize. I did not realize. Uh-oh. I did not realize that was a euphemism. Well. Okay. Yes, it was. You doing okay, man? You seem generally disheveled. Oh, you know, I'm running on roughly 0 hours of sleep. Moby? Wait. What? I don't know what that is. Did you stay up all night working on the movie? I sure as heck did, yeah. Oliver Hun, that can't be healthy. Well, you know what they say. No pain, no gain. Oh, Oliver, bodybuilders say that. Are you really gonna take advice from jack dudes who guzzle raw eggs? By that token, would I take advice from a green dude who eats literal garbage? You know what? Touche. I'd go with the beefcakes on this one. This movie, it's my opus. Our opus. You see, at first I thought, hey, this looks kind of cute. Could make this PG-7, add a few dancing CG raccoons. Ah, small dancing CG creatures. Objectively a fine choice. Go on. But then I thought, what I need to do is to think outside of the box. So, me thunketh, what about a story that starts off funny, and then silly, but then becomes soul-crushingly tragic? But then I thought, what if the movie has no genre? Just a string of raw footage arranged out of order and with ill-fitting music placed over the whole thing. You fell asleep on your keyboard, didn't you? That is an interesting theory. Oh, Oliver. It's cool. No, it just... Whatever you do, don't tell...
Dally-ho! Ollie, my boy. Tonight's your big... night. Are you ready for the grand premiere, lad?
I sure am, sir.
Marvelous. Simply wondrous. I'm right chuffed to see what you've made.
Yeah, I'm sure people will find it just dandy, sir.
Not to worry, lad. The movie need only make enough in sales to revitalize my failing enterprise. So, no pressure, lads.
Right, yes, groovy.
Anyway, I must go take my seat, as I don't wish to miss the euphoric magic of the silver screen. Cheerio, lads.
Well, he sure seemed chipper. Yeah, it's almost like he expects my film to save his failing business. Huh, well, I wanted to talk to you about that. Oh, hold on. There's a few people behind you in line. We can talk about whatever that is while I'm stalking the reel, okay? Actually, wait, just let me step to one side. Oh my god. Greetings, my respective Fezden Green friends. I'm here to attend your dazzling cinematic premiere as a guest of honor. Stellar, man. Glad to hear it. Oh, I'm sure you most certainly are, having a guest as distinguished as the one and only Theodore Rustlebelt. Can I murder this guest with my bare hands, hun? No, not this one, Ranboo. All right, that'll be $6.99 for a ticket, sir. Gads, you truly expect me to pay for a ticket at my own red carpet event? But, Theodore, you aren't actually in the movie. Correct. A specimen from my vast array of emu most certainly is, yes? I'm here on his behalf while he recovers from his life-threatening injuries. That emu is fine, and you know it. I know nothing of the sort, I'm afraid. Listen, Mr. Roosevelt, this isn't personal. Everyone's got to pay for a ticket. This very event is a fundraiser to raise money to keep the cinema open. All right, I'll tell you what, my lad. How's it about, in exchange for a free ticket into your screening, I give you free and unrestricted access to the zoo. But isn't entry to the zoo already free? Well, how about that? It looks although I've already gone through with my end of the bargain. I suppose that means you have a legal and unwavering obligation to... All right, you crusty... Just go on in. Fully to that, then. See you in Hollywood, my boy. High society, here I come. Oh, God, I despise that man. You know what? I should really listen to you more. Hell yeah, you should. If you think my takes on people are nifty, you should see my takes on jerkies and...
Sup, bozos? Billy's here now.
Hey, you! Yeah, you! Scram! Get on out of here. Tonight's our big night, and I have enough to do without having to fixate my hawkish gaze on you all night. Yeah, plus some movies rated I-8s and up, dude. I shed my pants halfway during filming, and I refuse to put them back on. Oliver, you did remember to add a blur in post, right? Ah! Crap! I guess the movie would just be that more memorable, huh? Yeah, sorry. No minors allowed. Scram. Hey! I'm no minor! Look! I've even got my ID on me! Oh, well, crap. Well, what do we do then? Ah, shoot. Oh, well, I think this identification might be fake. I can't pinpoint any obvious discrepancies. Look, you little brat. It's a no either way. Like I said, I can't have you tarnishing my film's one opportunity to save this place with your loud shenanigans. Loud shenanigans? Hey, Bozo, for your information, I actually plan to be on my best behavior tonight. You told me earlier that you were going to smuggle your megaphone into the theater. To repeatedly bellow Krungus during the climax. You... What are these words? Who wrote this? You snitch! You're like 9! What the actual... Where are you learning words like... That's what I'm saying. I don't know what those mean. Hell, you think I didn't come up with Krungus myself? I've got like 8 kids on the playground who can back me up. Scram. Go. Get out. Ah! Fine. Whatever, bozos. Your movie's gonna totally bomb anyways, bro. No assistance from me required. Ciao. God, I hate that little... Krungus! I'm dialing the cops right now! Is this how I come off to Jerry? I need to send him another fruit basket or something. Another? The first one didn't seem to sway him. Huh. Define fruit. Apple core, banana peel, used egg. Hey guys, what's up? Ranboo Live here. So just gonna give you guys a little bit of information about what he just said. When he means used eggplant, he means cooked and prepared, as in cut up and cooked, and not in any other way. This has been your Ranboo Live moment. Make sure that you're followed. What? Define a used eggplant. Oh, well, never mind. I guess we're just getting right into it. Hey, look, another customer. Hey, it's me. I'm here now. Oh, hey, sup, Randy. What brings you here? Oh, you know, I was just rummaging around in the dumpster out back when I overheard someone mentioning that the premiere... Well, heck, it's groovy to have you here. Yeah, so, what's the movie about? That's a great question. Right, yes. I'm in it. I'm in it. Yeah, what the... Wait, something about you feels familiar. You spent much time at the park, perhaps? Oh. So, you're the naked green figure I keep seeing scurrying around in my peripheral vision. Oh yeah, that'd be me, all right. My fears of losing my own mind have now been replaced by the tangible fear of encountering you. Hey, that's progress. Good job, man. Yeah. All right, so that'll be $6.99, Randy. You couldn't offer me a discount on account of me being vaguely familiar, could you? I suppose I could drop it to $5 since I... how about 25 cents? Randy, if you have no money to your name, then why'd you even bother showing up? I just wanted to get in out of the cold. Good call. This place is as warm and moist as can be. Yeah, about that. Why is it so humid in here? I like how as soon as I said moist, the content warning started to pop up. Like, like the content warning, like command that we have just popped up as soon as I said moist. That was great. I'm sure it's just from the mold on the walls breathing. Huh. Well, it is warm. Look. You're the last dude in line, Randy. Just go sit in the back and don't make any noise, all right? Hot dog, Oliver, you're the best. Can you be my father? Randy. I'm going. Excuse me? Well, I mean, all right. Huh. I keep forgetting to ask him about that bandage on his head. Heard from little Billy, plagued me upon him, that he hit his head on a rock, but I'm sure there's gotta be more of the story than that, right? If it's anything like him, I don't want to hear it. Oh, come on, Randy's lovely once you get to know him. I'm sure he'd make someone very happy. Yeah, an organ snatcher maybe. Or a mean-spirited coroner looking to take his frustration out on a body. Is Randy dead in this scenario? Inconsequential. Perhaps, yeah. Randy turmoil and bodies aside, we've got a screening to initiate. Initiate isn't a very call to action verb, is it? Like start, do, make, squirt, those have punch. Like, initiating is like pressing the on button on an ointment making machine. Let's just do the screening. Yes, let's. Let's squirt the movie, everyone. All right, let's get... Olive, man, what is this space? No. Guys, remember, no caressing Bertha. All right? I mean it this time, Oliver. No caressing Bertha. No matter what. No matter what. All right. Oh, this is my vile sanctum, me lair. Oh, projector room number 1. Is that, it sure as heck is. Say hello to Big Bertha, our pride and joy. Oliver, she just moved. Yeah, she probably just had some air stuck in her. Oliver, she moved again. Yeah, you know. Oliver, I think your movie projector is sentient. And angry. Oh, don't be ridiculous. She's got a lot of soul. I'm pretty sure she devours souls. Don't forget to empty the piss jars, me boy. Well, if she's eating souls, then how are said holes haunting the place then? Ha! Checkmate. Ah, shoot. Okay, maybe we're slightly haunted. Laugh it up. Okay, Oliver, she shouldn't be in here. She's a wild animal, man. You're not insinuating I turn her over to the zoo, are you? You need to let her roll around in the open plains, where she can feel the open air in her pipes and bolts, and roll over as many small critters as she wants. It's not right having her all cooped up in here. But she's our only movie projector. Dude, you can buy a used projector at a garage sale for like $15. Don't you want her to be happy? You're right. You're right. I'll bring this up to Dickens after the premiere. If we have time to talk about anything other than our movie's vast success and the sudden salvation of the cinema itself. Yeah, right. Ronald Boo, can I ask you a hard question? One that I'd like to answer you completely honestly. This movie. The one we should have loaded into Bertha minutes ago? Yeah, right, that one. So sad. Do you think it'll turn things around for me? For us? See? I knew this would come up. I'm right, as always. Shut up, I have a question to answer. Did you just tell me to shut up after I finished speaking? You could just answer my question, which I had already finished asking. Not gonna lie, I was talking to the narrator. You realize the movie's done, don't you? Pal, I'm not recording you right now. The movie's ready to air. Like, right now. Speaking of, Gotta ask. Do you think the movie will turn things around? Look, man, I haven't even seen the movie. For all I know, it's just 90 minutes of me gargling paint thinner. Stop saying kiss. We'll get to it. Okay? Okay, not all 90 minutes are comprised solely of... shoot. That's already a sign of turbulent development process. There should realistically be little to no paint thinner gargling to fill extra time up. You know, I think you expected too much from yourself. Okay, fine. I rushed the editing. I get it. No, I mean all of this. You're in your 20s, man. That's pretty young in human years. Isn't it? So, what? You think developing a film was too much? I don't get how you expected to repair Mr. Dickens' dying business on your own. On your first try at the last moment possible. Hey now, for all we know, the public could love this movie. And they could despise it, correct? How do phones kiss? Guys, you guys are getting ahead of yourself. You guys are getting way too ahead of yourself. Stop thinking about how phones kiss. Okay? Stop thinking about if phones kiss or not, okay? Isn't it crazy that you're relying on this one shot to define your future? Phone god, you're right. I've set myself, both of us, up for failure. Hey now, I don't give a flying if this flops. I didn't mean you and me. I meant me and Mr. Dickens. Oh, right, yeah. But look, you and Mr. Dickens will live. I've always got a room at my tent if you need somewhere to crash. Sorry, that happens. Sorry. Look, that's sweet, real sweet, but this was all going to happen anyway, man. I just want you to be okay if/when it does. Okay. We've done our best. Time to load Bertha up and get to it then. Speaking of, you gotta release her into the wild soon. I know. Like tomorrow soon. I know. I know. I don't know what that said. Whoops. People could really love this. Yeah, I suppose they could. All right. Well, it's been real, but here goes nothing. Oh God, Big Bertha. Oh, shoot. Hello, Dialtown. Rachel from the Dialtown News Network here. This just in. Last night's premiere of Passion of the Frog Thing has been reported as a resounding failure. No! Despite curious advertising efforts, in the end, the event only had a modest turnout of 24 unsatisfied patrons. Of the 4 viewers who happened to attend the showing, 3 are now comatose. Uh-oh. The remaining reviewer who's still conscious doesn't really want to talk about what he saw. Poor guy. We've interviewed a few citizens who attended the premiere, and they had this to say. Honestly, I just wanted to get in out of the cold, but I think hypothermia would have been more palatable, in all honesty. The lack of footage by itself was criminal. Criminal, I say. Say, is this live? Come on down to the Downtown City Zoo. Friends, we have bears. The bears, bully. Okay, enough of him. Honestly, that movie converted me from an unsure agnostic to a firm atheist. No merciful God would have let that scene where the green one gargled paint thinner exist, no matter how disinterested he is in our plight. Well, there you have it. You know, they say that all publicity is good publicity, but to those people, we at the Dialtown News Network would like to recommend giving... Wait, we at the Dialtown News Network would like to recommend giving the Passion of Frog Thing a watch and seeing how you feel then. A watch? Good morning, Ranboo. I hope you're... What in phone's god name are you staring at? Put a frog in a pot. I'm watching him try to climb out. Just a pro tip here. The last 17 times you tried this, the frog died. Yeah, but this time, there's no lid, nor a lit fire under the pot. So, the odds are fair. Right. What's your end game here, anyhow? I want to see the definitive threshold of frog slaughter. Yes, that's... Say, I wonder how Oliver's premiere went. Isn't that a much more engaging topic to think about? Nah. Little Billy told me a few days ago that it apparently bombed. We haven't seen Oliver in days? What? Why haven't we seen Oliver in days? In fairness, is Little Billy really a reliable source of information? Yeah, he was the... Oh. And he said it was an inside job. Conducted by clowns. In fairness, he did show me a newspaper that reported the clown thing. Yeah, but in fairness, you're illiterate. I bet you any money the article wasn't about what he said it was. What makes you say that? Why would the articles picture a bit of a tractor flattening a beach seal? Why was there a tractor even on the beach in the first place? Maybe if you knew how to read, you could have found out. Fine, I'll go visit Oliver and ask him about his lousy premiere. Good boy, son. Dad? Is my dad the narrator? Oh my god. Need to see Oliver. Oliver? Where is he? Where's the boy? Well, I don't know. I'm sure you walked to the right place. This isn't the cinema. Mark my words, the cinema was right here. That must mean... Yikes. I guess it's already gone. Oh, I was too late. Might still be able to get Oliver's mailing address to send your condolences via mailman, mailwoman, or perhaps carrier pigeon. Ah, yes, the 3 genders. Oh, my love. Hey, a friendo, I was wondering when you dropped by. What's the haps? Olive man, you're here. Have you returned here once more to burn the place down with a scornful rage? Did you do all of this? I lugged the remaining furniture out of here and took an axe to the light fixtures, if that's what you're talking about. But fortunately, I'm neither a vandal, salvager, nor a copper wire thief. Then why'd you wreck the place? Seems rather rude to me. Hey, I'm just following Mr. Dickens' orders. Oliver, my boy, if you're not stripping copper wire from the walls, then why would Mr. Dickens order such mayhem, such needless destruction? Such abundant and ceaseless malarkey? Well, okay, I might have misspoken. I guess I am salvaging somewhat, since it is my job to salvage what's left over from our failed cinema business. I don't understand. What else of value could possibly be left here? I heard from Little Billy that the premiere bombed. Of course he'd tell you that. He showed me an article from the Happenings paper. Oh, he showed you the newspaper review? Yeah, he said they tore you to shreds. Every single critic who attended the premiere and isn't comatose. In fairness, that's only one critic. But, I mean, yeah, the film didn't exactly get glowing reviews, you know, on account of it being so groundbreaking. True art is never appreciated in its own time. I don't know, man, let me quote the review. If I could douse a film in gasoline and light it up, I'd watch the film burn with glee. And this time I'd actually enjoy watching it. Hey, my reviewer had 90 whole minutes to burn this place down while the film was playing. He was totally bluffing. Oliver Swift's newest and only movies is an abortion of cinema itself. That makes me wish I was likewise aborted. Why are you guys all saying kiss? We're having just a moment, okay? Let me have my moment. See, that's still a strong statement. In the same way assassinating Bigfoot over a parking ticket would be. Bigfoot totally can't drive. Bigfoot. I'm sure he can drive. Look, I can't refute that Bigfoot. But you also can't refute that negative publicity is still publicity. For your information, almost 5,000 people ended up showing up to the screening after that review. Oh my god. Wait, what? They all went to gawk at our marvelous train wreck. Wait, you made bank? Yeah, people turned up in droves to see our depraved horror flick. Wait, the movie we filmed was a horror flick. Well, I initially imagined it more of a transcendent piece of media that encapsulated both the sincere beauty and the raw anger of all that falls under the huge thumb of the phone god. And our movie wasn't that. People didn't really notice the beauty under the divine thumb. But plenty saw the untapped blistering rage and shat themselves. So people turned up expecting a cutting-edge horror flick. Yeah, and we delivered. Why did someone just say Tiger King 2? Wait, wait. Someone just said Tiger King 2, and then that was it. That was their only message. All right. That makes sense. The premiere was a success then. So wait, why on Folk on Screen Earth are you tearing the cinema apart? Well, see, Mr. Dickens and I had a conversation about expectations. Uh-huh. Don't get me wrong, he was immensely thankful that I'd saved the cinema, but it turns out he really didn't think I could actually pull this off at all. Just wanted to see what I'd come up with. Huh, why? Well, Mr. Dickens informed me of something pretty surprising, actually. Turns out, operating a cinema wasn't actually his ultimate dream at all. Oh, it was for him to go and directing movies of his own. Huh. You know how it is. Oh, okay, guys, get the why people sad. Oh my God. Oh, here we go. Here we go. You know how it is. Mr. Dickens grew up in a different area. He started a family once he came of age, which he obviously had to provide for. He didn't have the opportunity to just up and leave for Hollywood. The stakes for failure were too high. He had people depending on him, you know? It just wasn't an option. Yeah, but I don't see what this has to do with us or our movie. Well, for a while, I wondered why Mr. Dickens was so encouraging when I pitched the old Save This Era cinema with an indie movie idea. I suppose I just figured that he thought my idea was just dandy and that'd be a surefire success. But now, I get it. He had no faith in the movie at all and was certain the cinema would have to shut down, no matter what. Why was he so sure you'd fail? Aside from the fact that the entire business itself was collapsing in on itself? Yeah, so I get from that, I guess. You see, when I pitched the idea, Mr. Dickens said he saw his younger self in me. The idealistic younger version of himself who would have given anything to drop everything and become a movie director. Mr. Dickens wanted, more than anything, for me to take the risk that he never could. That he, and only he, shoulder the burden of my failure, allowing me to try again and maybe succeed. Oh, that's actually like... Oh, that's... Oh, wow. That's... Dang, that's hitting. My God. Mr. Dickens said he was so proud of me for doing what he never could. And that's precisely why he couldn't allow this place to remain open, if it meant that it'd say the complete extent of my potential. That was it then, the end of his dream. Or so I thought. One of the bad reviews really tore the cinema itself apart as a venue, said that it suited the horrifying train wreck of a film being shown here. And that's when it occurred to me that just maybe I was actually finding something that we could use. If people are so sure that this place is supposedly haunted, this place is very haunted, Oliver. Okay, fine. The place is absolutely riddled with specters, spirits, and other assorted ghouls. Happy now? Immensely. Go on. So, I realized, if Mr. Dickens didn't even really want to own a cinema, and he wants to see me spread my own wings and make my own creations, and this venue alone is considered pretty horrific, with terror apparently being my unknowing signature, the solution's obvious. It is Dialtown's first horror attraction. Wait, like a scare house. Right. You know, I realized. Horror attraction, Pog you. Maybe I was making a mistake, trying to go against the grain, to convince people that they wanted something that they clearly didn't want. Honestly, this seems to be the best way forward. So that's why you're hacking the place apart? To make the place even more unsightly? Yes. Best of all, Mr. Dickens gets to assist me in creating exhibits and stuff. Guys, we have new slow song. Guys, hold on. Guys, hold on. We have another slow song. Hold on, 1 second. Okay, we're good. Okay, we're fine. I'm ready. Ready. So, he gets a second chances at his dream too. What do you think of this poster? Aww. Side note, it's cute. Hell, it'd be cute even if it was just you. Aw, shucks. I do owe you something, though, you know. Well, here it is. Thank you, sincerely. I could have attempted on its own, granted, but I don't think I could have ended up here on my own. You believed in me when nobody else did, and stood by my side through thick and thin. You even let me document you, so I could take a financial risk for a dying cinema. All for the dream of a man you hadn't even met. There's nothing gnarlier than that, bro. I'd go to hell and back for you, man. You know that. This is so nice. It's just sweet. It's just sweet. Oh, man. Besides the sex nipple part, but it's sweet. You don't know how much I appreciate that. Man, you know what the best part is? We're the only horror attraction on Earth with real ghosts. I hope. Oh god, we don't even have to pay them, since they're dead. Oh, I think one of the ghosts might be a dead union leader, so we'll see how that goes. So I guess this all worked out. I guess so. What of Big Bertha? Oh, I did what you suggested. I let her go. She's free now, to roam Phone God's green earth as she pleases. that was good. Good. Now she's the great outdoors problem. Actually, nah, I misspoke earlier. Come to think of it, the best part is that
Hey, bozos! How's it egging? I heard your movie totally bombed.
The best part is that I get to do this. Yeah! Out you go, you little scroat! This attack is 18 only!
Woo! Ouch, my youth glands!
Ah, rad. He's maimed now. This truly is the best possible ending. The ending where everything works out just fine for Oliver Swift, the gnarliest man in Dialtown. That was sweet. That was very sweet. No kiss, no kiss. But hey, there's a future. You never know. You never know. All right. Well, I think that'll be the stream for today. Yeah, this was really good. I had a ton of fun.